congratulations to all of you for being in the right place at the right time. That is, welcome to the initiation ceremony for Diversion 2022. It's wonderful to welcome all of you on board to experience the splendor that Diversion has to offer to you all. The much awaited festival for celebrating open source in its true spirit, Diversion 2022, is now finally here in all its glory to spread its wings and fly high. Guys, I thank you all for gearing up for the event in your individual capacities and roles, and also for the unprecedented love, support, and anticipation that you all have given Diversion. But all good things in life always seldom take time before they present themselves to us, don't they? And so has Diversion. But now, the wait has finally come to an end. I thereby initiate you all to diversify into open source, broaden your horizons, and enter into Diversion 2022. I also take this opportunity to welcome our very passionate event leads, Arnab and Ritesh.
Okay. Hi guys.
Hey everyone.
So how are you doing? And first of all, let me just say really sorry for the blunder out there. We had a little bit of technical issues, but let's say it all happens, right? Definitely happens. Okay. So I was told to speak about diversion. Well, diversion has been a vision, that has only been growing leaps and bounds ever since it actually got incepted in 2017. So basically, we all started like the event that we are doing now. It's all because of our seniors that they have started way beyond, like way years back. So we are really thankful to them. And first of all, we are really we are one of a kind open source community who are organizing this kind of session that we are hosting today. And what the event signifies is community learning, open source, as well as how you can be a part of those community, how you can contribute to those community, and how you can experience global exposure in those particular events, right? Well, when I was organizing these particular events or this particular event, I was asked a lot of times that why we are organizing diversion. So, Arnab, do you have a better answer for that?
Yep, sure. So like talking about why diversion. So yeah, if you speak about the power and the importance of open source, like first thing I like, one thing, it's a global platform which is open for all, right? Anybody can come and contribute to it.
Yep.
Right. And especially it's a great thing for the beginners, like for the beginners to jump into open source and, harness its benefits, right?
Because they get
so like
support.
people get it. Like people get a a real life experience, like working in a real life projects, contributing to issues, fixing stuff. And first thing, the main thing is collaboration, right? Collaboration, network with people, network with top tech people, and it creates that environment, right? That open source environment.
I guess it goes on and on.
Right. Exactly. That process goes on, and like when I was a beginner, like I myself have struggled in contributing to large code bases,
building code, starting, contributing, right?
So that's why like this is the platform that we have created for everyone. That's us, that like anyone from anywhere across the globe can come and contribute to our projects. And right now we have 50 plus projects, and of course we have reached the 750 plus that mark of contributors. So congrats to all. So,
we've got a lot of participants to go forward with the event. Well, they also got a really good experience about exposure on how they can network and how they can provide healthy code. They can provide to the amazing community. They can gain from it as well, right? So we have not just got one domain. We have got 4 different domains to choose from. We have got in this event we have got 4 domains, namely web development, app development, AI/ML, as well as IoT. We are clubbing IoT with the mechanical aspect of technology, right? So we are here to provide you an opportunity to not just experience community learning, but also build and improve these soft skills that you guys are having, along with all the technical skills that we are building, right? Okay. So let's not talk about diversion so much, because we'll be having a lot more podcasts. We had this amazing Joe Karlsson podcast today in the morning, and we'll be showing that as well. But before we go on to the podcast, I definitely the entire community have to thank our professors because it's because of them that we are here and we can organize this community, we can organize this particular event. So without any delay, I would like to introduce to you Dr. Indranil Mukhopadhyay, who is the faculty coordinator of Diversion 2022, head of Department of Computer Science and Engineering of IIM Kolkata. So can you please enlighten the audience or talk to them about Diversion?
Good evening, everybody. I think what we are trying to outdo or try to do here, we have Ritesh, we have Vedant, we have Arnab. They are just the pillars in front, but there are also many people who are at the back who are actually supporting the whole thing. And this diversion will be something of it's a flagship event for the Department of Computer Science and Engineering and also for the Institute of Engineering and Management. And this particular event will bring together, I am hoping, hundreds and hundreds of people together in a way, in a platform where they can collaborate. Now, whenever we are doing a particular project, it does not only means that I have done a project or say Ritesh has done it or Vedant has done it. If we can collaborate with other people, I think that is the where we can go ahead, because no work without collaboration will be a successful one. I will be in my own small island, another person will be in their own small island. We need to collaborate among ourselves so that we can excel in that field. So also the titles of the projects, what they have taken, the fields, but like web development, AI, ML, IoT. I'm one person who is always trying. I will be sitting with the IoT project because my field of work is IoT security. So I will always like to watch and see how other people are looking at a particular problem. And if I feel that, okay, this kind of a problem I'm also working on, maybe I'll start networking with them so that this way it can be helpful to everybody. And also when I did not join in the podcast in the morning of Joe Karlsson, but I'm hoping that I was told it was amazing. So
we'll show that today, sir. We'll stream that today.
The first day with Joe Karlsson and Praveen, I think it will be amazing way to start off with the Diversion 2022. So I'm just waiting. I'm very eager to see how it goes on. So best of luck, guys, and hopefully we'll have a great 3 months journey from starting today.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks a lot, sir. That was really enlightening. We'll next have our faculty coordinator of Diversion 2022. He is the faculty lead of ACM IEM student chapter as well. Sorry, IEM ACM student chapter as well. Introducing Professor Tufan Saha. Sir, can you please go ahead?
Yeah. So first of all, a good afternoon. I know it's like 4:15 right now, and the first thing I want to do is a very, very warm welcome. I know we are in the middle of winter, but it's still a warm welcome to all of you, all the guests, all the mentors, and all the contributors. Now, Diversion, it has been running for since 2017, and frankly, I'm telling you, the name, this question has come up a lot. Why the name Diversion? Now, this 9-letter word really has a lot of impact in our real lives. Like, talk about daily life, you're not just one person, you're not just playing one role in your life, you're playing hundreds of different roles. And sometimes you'll have to mix and merge those roles. Same works in your, in technology as well. Where you're working in, let's say, IoT, it's not just IoT you're working with a field of cybersecurity from there. Maybe you are also taking some part of AI ML to it. You may be even adding an app version to it. So like whenever we are working, no matter what project it is, how big, you always work in more than one field. So the name Diversion comes from that, diversify. And the most important thing is, as people, we also need to learn to diversify. So Diversion event is not just developing projects, it's developing yourself to be a community person, to be a part of a community, not only to just add to the community, but also, help others become a part of a community. So this has always been the goal. Now, since 2017, we have been doing this. It was more hands-on back then because it was 2017, 2018, and 2019. The diversion was totally physical in nature. This is the first time we are actually doing it on a virtual platform. We are definitely getting a larger platform. There's a lot more contributors we are seeing time. So it's our hope that we'll be getting a lot more from our contributors. Most importantly, what I feel is when we become a part of the community, it's not just the learning that is affected, it's also the happiness of developing something new and then innovating on top of that with the help of others. That is the most rewarding part of it. And while I'm saying all this, there is one more thing I need to acknowledge here. While our current hosts, Ritesh, Vedant, and Arnav have been talking about thanking their professors, believe me when I say this, the team on the back end, including the three that you're seeing at the moment, they have been working tirelessly day and night to get this up and running. And coincidentally, while I was thinking about what to say, I just saw one thing. The event is a 3-month event, approximately a 3-month event, and it's sort of like I don't know how it happened, but it happened. Diversion itself is a 9-letter word. So we have a multiple of 3, which is happening here.
Kind of inception within diversion. Yeah. That was that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Kind of inception within diversion. So over to you, Dritesh.
Okay. Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks a lot, professors, for talking to our audience, for giving them a piece of advice. Well, next up we have some references to Joe Karlsson, right? So we'll take leave. Vedant, you continue with the podcast, right?
Yeah. Thank you so much, professors. Okay, guys. So now we really have something exciting coming up. So we had a really fun and interactive session with Joe Karlsson in an exclusive podcast this morning. I guess some of you were present there in person as well, but for those who couldn't get a chance to witness it, we'll be playing it right now. And also, if you want to ever contact Joe personally, you have his social links in the description down below. Get them. And I hope you guys really enjoy the session that we recorded this morning. We'll have it up right now. I hope you enjoy the session.
Hey
everyone.
Hi everyone.
Hey. So hope you're all doing well. Welcome to Diversion Init. So I'm Arnav, Vice Chair of IMACM. Along with me, I have Ritesh Bhagat, Chair of IMACM, and Surya Shekhar, Secretary of IMACM. So today we have with us none other than Joe Karlsson. So hi. So us giving an introduction would not suffice the work he has done. So I would let him introduce himself. So hey Joe, what's up?
Hi.
How you doing?
Very good. Yeah, I'm Joe Karlsson. All the time, I never have a good answer. I'm a developer advocate and software engineer, and I've been focusing. I started in like the JavaScript world, and now I'm became a database guy. I've worked for MongoDB, and now I'm working for another database company called Single Store. And I'm also just when I was in college, I was a computer science major. I was too scared to join the ACM. I was just didn't think I was smart enough, and now I'm here talking to a bunch of you smarties. I'm just so excited to be here. Anyway, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for being.
Thanks for being here, Joe.
Around there, and it's late at night, but at 10:30, I guess.
10:30. It's fine. It could be later. We're just having a party tonight, so it's fine.
Okay. Yeah, great. Anything for the community, right?
Anything.
Okay, so I'll just go through a little bit of on the topic what we'll be talking on this particular podcast. We have 3 particular topics to talk about. We have open source, we have interviews, a bit on how to crack them, as well as community learning. All right. So you mentioned about you started the JS world and then you had a transition into this database world, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what were the experiences like when you started from your student life and went to this senior developer advocate role? So, how was your transition like, and what experiences you gathered on the way?
Yeah, I'll give you the fast version, but it's been a long road and it's been tricky. But like honestly, when I graduated from school, I was a shitty programmer. I don't know if I could. I was a bad programmer, and I couldn't. I just was a terrible programmer. I hated it, and I wasn't very good at it. And I did some work like doing Microsoft consulting work. And then eventually I moved to Honolulu, Hawaii, and then I tried to get a job down there. Long story short, they didn't want to hire a crappy programmer like me, so then I just became obsessed with trying to become a better programmer. I ended up teaching at one of the world's best developer boot camps down there, which was so fun. And then I moved back to the mainland, and then I started working for Best Buy. I became the front-end technical lead for that entire website, which is a big website in the northern. It's a big shopping site over here in North America. And then MongoDB. I just started like public speaking and writing blog posts and making internet videos, and then pretty soon I was just like, I got hired by someone to do it full time. That's the short version. I was terrible. No one wanted to hire me, and then I got better, and then I started making videos, and then here I am.
You talked about being a cry programmer. Like you can't digest it now, I guess. But like, how did you like cope up with that? Like from being that version, and then you came up to like
I talk about like how did I like get like.
Yes.
Like, how did I get better from like a college student and then getting jobs? Yeah. That was so scary when I was in school, like trying to get it. Because again, like I don't know what kind of college experience you guys are having too, but like I know with my computer science degree, it was very mathy based, very theoretical. And a lot of the work I was doing didn't feel like anything I'd be doing in the real world. Like I came out and I didn't know I didn't know what a server was or how to build a web application or how JavaScript worked or the web worked really. But I could like build a compiler. I knew graph theory. I knew calculus, which I've never really used, so
eventually we have to do all these kind of physics and mathematical
I don't know. That was my degree.
Maybe.
I don't know. And I sucked at it and I hated it and I like didn't get it and it didn't feel like practical enough. And it wasn't until I graduated when it was like, oh, I can like do things with programming that I actually like. And it was like once I figured that out, that was like a game changer. Oh, the other thing too was like finding people who were like doing things that I liked and like connecting with those people. So I felt like isolated and alone. And it just like, and like, I wasn't learning enough. And it wasn't until I met other people that I was like, I learned to learn. You know?
I get it.
Great.
I don't know. That's really abstract. It's hard. Basically, you had to study a lot. I learned Leet code. I just started studying and I just started working on projects that I
you just have to go through it. Like you just have to work on practice and go through it, right?
Yeah. I just want to like normalize though. It's like it's okay to feel dumb when you graduate, and it's okay to feel dumb in school, and like it's okay to feel like it's not.
You even do that.
Yes.
You do that. We are at the phase that now.
Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty common thing. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. I think you guys are computer science majors, right?
We are in computer science. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I know it's pretty mathy. I bet is your program.
Yeah, like, and there's one thing. Whenever we see a new language and it's like so overwhelming, we can't look at it because the code lines are so jittery. One day I'm going out, I'm seeing the codes all over around the world.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah, it's super overwhelming. I mean, even JavaScript is this like alone is super like overwhelming. Let alone
Web 3.0, it's coming out all JavaScript now, no server side, right?
Yeah, exactly. I know. And what does that even mean? I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't have known like in college or understood that at all. I don't know. Okay, here's the thing too. I think it's important for like everyone listening to this to understand too is like the way that we learn doesn't mean that that's the way that you need to learn either. I think the important part is like with school, no one gives a shit about like what you learned in school. They just learn like what they care about is that you know how like you learn how to learn programming. You know what I mean? It's like, can you learn the skills,
logic,
new tech, or whatever?
It's basically the logic, right?
Grasp the logic.
Yes. It's you like learn how to learn programming, but you don't have to like actually know everything to be hired. That's the important part.
Great. Yeah.
I don't know. So I've been in the position of like hiring junior engineers. I've hired self-taught engineers. I've had recent graduates and like new programmers. But like the number one thing I'm looking for with hiring new engineers is like, can this person learn those things that I need them to do in order to like be productive on the team? Like, are they capable of learning React for this front end project? Are they capable of learning Go? I don't care if they know it, but I want to see with like their project work and like what they've done, if they're used to working with teams, and if they're capable of learning new stuff.
Like how much the person is gonna learn on the go, right? That's what matters, I think. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, if you're in college, of course you're not going to know Go or Rust or like the latest frameworks. You didn't learn that. That's fine. But like, can you prove to me that you could learn that? I think you can.
That's good.
Okay.
So basically, we have to like learn on the way, and we have to grasp everything that we are going on the on the run, and understand one by one everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
And whatever we are thrown at, we just take it and go forward. Right.
Yeah. Exactly. Because I don't know everything. An engineer isn't capable of learning everything, and the hard part is like accepting that. I know I struggle with that. Like, it's like we know these things, and I know I'm capable of learning anything I need to learn for my job. And that's good enough.
There's so much rapid change in this industry. It's hard to cope up with everything.
Yes. Yeah. I've had this term called magpie programming, and I see a lot of new programmers following it, but it's like you're chasing after the shiny new tech, and you're getting constantly distracted, and you're not focusing on it. And like, and for me, like focusing on the fundamentals was really important because like linked lists, that doesn't change ever. Like, like
exactly.
the
binary
trees.
Binary trees.
Exactly. Like, who knows how long React is going to be around for? Like, who knows?
Exactly.
But like, data structures and algorithms will be there for forever. Like the
it
basics.
might change. It's just a library then.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Import binary tree from DSA.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
That was a great library.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Do you actually have to know that? No, you don't. But like, the fundamentals do last longer. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about this too, but there's whatever.
Okay.
But they do stay longer.
All right. So we got a little bit of personal question up here. We like our audience wanted to ask. Arnab, should we go forward with that?
Yep. So yeah, someone has asked like, you work for so long for MongoDB, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, what drove you towards choosing a startup that is single store DB?
Oh yeah, good question. There's a lot of things. And honestly, a lot of them are like dumb and personal and selfish. But the number one thing too is like I wanted to try out was like working for a smaller company. So like MongoDB is awesome, and I love their work. I think the database is incredible. I think it's really people love it, and for good reason. But the DevRel team there was huge. The big engineering team, it was awesome, and experiencing that company exploding while I was there was such an amazing experience. But I kind of want to experience that again. And working for a smaller company, you can have like more. There's more opportunities to do things you want to do. Yeah, exactly. You're in growth mode, so like there's less overhead, less people like kind of watching what I'm doing, so I can like experiment more, and like we're just trying to like explode as fast as we possibly can. That's kind of fun. I don't know, the independence, the freedom. It's like to kind of take control of your own destiny a little bit has been attractive.
Right.
And the database too is really great too. If anyone doesn't know, single store is a really great database too. Actually, it's super fast. Okay, one thing, data is the future. Like Databricks are exploding. It's huge. Yeah, it's not going away. And I think like learning about our data needs and like how to scale them up is huge. I don't know.
Like a person, like in my personal life also, like I have a cloud database storage, but that goes full the other day. Every other day it goes full with my photos, with my music or everything. So how to manage those, I guess that's what the future needs, right?
Oh, totally. Yeah. And it's just going to get worse. We're going to save more and more data. We need it like faster, like user needs and demands of our data is going to just skyrocket. And it's not slowing down. Like we're talking about like decentralizing it, and that has introducing some interesting concepts on there. We're talking about
IPFS and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't think that data I would fall into this, and I did, and I kind of love it. I don't know. It's been a kind of interesting place to fall into.
Just a very fun question.
Yeah.
Given the world, JS world or the database world, which one would you choose?
Oh, I know that's been so. You're like literally getting me like an existential point in my life right now. I know. I'm trying to figure it out because I love the JavaScript community. I like JavaScript and Node is like my bread and butter. I know it really well and I love it. And like at MongoDB, a lot of my work was about like integrating like data into the front end and Node and JavaScript and all that stuff too. And I've been like kind of transitioning to like this like big data, real-time analytics, data-intensive applications. Because here's the thing too, it's like, okay, from like just like a space out there, there's a ton of people doing JavaScript right now and teaching that, and talking about it, and it's a huge, vibrant space and awesome. But no one's really talking about like simplifying, building massively scalable data like applications. So I think it's like an interesting niche that no one's really going for right now.
That's an empty market, basically.
Exactly. So like, I want to make approaching like building scalable data applications as easy as it is for someone to jump into the JavaScript community today.
All right. Okay. Thanks. So that's really insightful. All right. So
really
we were talking about open source, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
talking about the main agenda of the event. So what is your own take on open source?
Wait, can you say it one more time? It was a little quiet.
What's your particular like personal take on open source?
Oh yes, my I think it's awesome. You know what I love about open source and just in general is like tech, unlike any other industry, like has this open source culture, and it makes it so we open up everything. Like that's why I think it's so easy to learn. That's why there's so many free materials. That's why there's podcasts like this. That's why there's events like Diversion that are free and open, right? Like. We have such a community of like giving back and making things open and available and free for use and like free to look at under the hood. And that integrates to every part of tech culture, which I think is so cool and so unique.
And I guess everyone can participate. Like any person, any beginner could also be a part of a huge community, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, exactly. It doesn't like anywhere from anywhere, like anywhere on earth can contribute to any project and like work together on it, which is so cool.
Exactly.
Like the networking also happens along with a free technical experience.
Collaboration, experience, mentorship. It's all there. Absolutely. Yeah. And for the newbies jumping into it too, there's like projects that are like first timer friendly. There are like great ways to jump in if you've never contributed. That's been my first couple ones. Yeah. My first were like first timer friendly and then just typo fixes and documentation. Just like
the good first issues, the README fixes and all that.
README fixes. Even my first couple of contributions were only like, typo fix and README fix. That's it.
Everyone begins with there. Everyone begins with
exactly.
That's a great way to jump in a rabbit hole, basically.
Yeah, I totally agree. No, I'm trying to think. I think my first one was like a Disney app or something. I can't even remember what it was.
Oh, you started with Disney?
Yeah, it was like Disney. They had some open source project. Like it was like probably 10 years ago. I can't remember what it was now. I should go look on GitHub and see what that was. I'm sure that's still saved in my records somewhere.
Sure. Our audience can also check out you on your GitHub, right? We can.
I'll post a link on there too. Yeah, that's what about? Do you guys remember your first open source projects you contributed to?
Yes, like for my first open source project, it was more of a general API collection thing. Like we had all these APIs and we had to build this strong build together. And I guess we're still continuing it. Like I've got some of my friends, two of them are right here. We started in college only, and we guys built up an entire API structure thing where we can have individual APIs and all like synced together and one website through which you can go through. And it's like all decentralized APIs also there and all basic, OCR stuff, PDF stuff.
API as a service.
It's a collection of everything we've ever worked on in an API format.
Yeah, and like API as a service.
Yeah, and basically, since we are like we had our names, so we named it like SADS, SADS.
Oh, funny! I love that. That's hilarious. It was a happy project called SAD.
Yeah,
actually. Kind of ironic that you said
it. Yeah, I feel that. I love that. That's such a cool project. I love that though, because it's like you're working with your friends on something. I think that's when I got into it too. Is like when I was like going to hackathons and like working with friends and like building just dumb stuff for me and my friends. Like it didn't matter, right? It was just like fun projects to work on. I feel like in tech there's this like flip side of open source, which is also like everything you do needs to be monetized and like turn into a startup, which I think is kind of bad. Like it's intimidating.
Exactly.
You can just make
develop and do it for the development sake. Don't just patent it and don't just make it make it a product, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to finish it. Doesn't have to make money. Doesn't have to be cool. You don't have to impress anybody.
Exactly.
You can just make stuff. Like I've hired people for unfinished projects that are just interesting or cool. Like I just want to see what you're working on, like your process for building stuff.
And they learn a lot. Like I guess open source is learning a lot when you go on the way, right?
And learning with fun.
Yeah, well, this is
community learning. That's community learning.
Yes, and because in programming, I think there's this concept of like a lone wolf programmer alone in the basement, like, but like no, yeah, exactly, no, like you have to like collaborate. It's about communication, collaboration, and teamwork to build stuff. It's not done by one person.
And it's kind of frustrating, but the way you solve those Git conflicts and all those issues, that's also a part of a community building exercise. I don't know if it relates with you, but
those are.
Yeah.
Oh, I totally agree. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's really important. I think it's awesome. I think it's great. Yeah, and I think I always tell people too, like if you're learning how to program, it's a great way to jump in and learn. I think there's a lot of startups that are looking to hire fresh college graduates that aren't going to pay you any money. And like, if you're going to do free work, don't do it for a for-profit company that's exploiting you. Like, contribute to a charity you like, or an open source project, or anything. They're going to respect you a lot more. You're going to learn more, and you're not going to be have your labor.
I love this point actually, because as you mentioned that we can go for any startups. Like a lot of our juniors are also being powered by startups, and they are getting hired by startups.
Yeah.
So as in when they are going through, so they should actually participate in in those particular hiring rounds or anything, or should they skip those, or how should they evaluate like which startup is a good one and how to.
I know that's tricky. I'd love to hear your answers on this too. This is just my 2 cents on this. So it depends. Like for sure, Google. A lot of Google. You guys have a Glassdoor. Have you guys ever been on that website before?
Yes, Glassdoor. Yeah.
Definitely want to check that website out and like read reviews of like. You definitely want to like look for red flags if they're like a sketchy business. And if it's such a small startup that it's like one person and it like doesn't even launch yet, and they just need you to like help get up, that's probably as a junior or like a fresh college graduate. Probably not a good place to start. I wouldn't recommend. You're going to get zero mentorship, and you're going to be I think for a certain kind of person that could be a good fit. I wouldn't recommend it for most new graduates coming out of a program. But like if it's a well-funded startup, if you've heard of it, it's probably good. If you give it a Google and you're hearing good reviews. Also, another thing I usually try to do too is I try to like get on LinkedIn and see who's working there, and I'll try to even just connect with them and shoot them a DM and ask them like, what's it like working there? Is it great? What's the developer culture like? Do you guys have tests?
All right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, okay, yeah.
Gotta get the scoop on it.
Get a feel of the environment there.
Get a feel of the environment, exactly.
Yes.
The vibe, yeah. All right. I've got another question. All right.
Yeah.
So, we talk a lot about open source up until now. So how does, if a person does open source, if he's been a part of the open source community, how does that give a person an edge over his or her competitors when he's coming for an interview? Because you have been interviewing a lot of, interviewees. So,
this is a great question. So like if I have 2 candidates that come in and we're like doing leak code whiteboarding interviews and they both solve the problem, but if one person has more open source experience, that's going to give them an edge over other candidates. Because again, too, like I want to see how you're learning and collaborating, and like teamwork and collaboration in open source work is huge. And also just like being able to pick up an existing code base and add contributions is a good sign that you're going to pick up our existing code base and you're going to be able to make contributions to our code base. So it shows like as a junior that you are capable of coming in and you're going to be able to like figure out what's going on here. Which is huge. And it's scary, but open source is a great place to check that out. Yeah,
exactly.
But you did talk about a lot of whiteboard interviews and all that. So like, there's a lot of I also have this like a lot of dilemma in my mind that if we are developing at the end of the day, why are we going through DSAs, some algorithms which we are not using?
I know. I totally agree. It's something I do not personally do when I'm hiring. I personally do more behavioral type interview questions, which is like, tell me about a time that you encountered a bug, and then you kind of tell me about, or like, tell me about a project you're proud of. But like, I know like a lot of the big mama companies here in America, like Meta and Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google, they still ask stuff. I hate it. I think it's bullshit. I think you're totally right. I think it does not judge your ability. I know many amazing programmers who do not do well at those challenges. And if you don't do well at them, it does not mean that you're dumb. You're perfectly adequate.
You can eventually learn, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can eventually learn.
Yeah. I think that they test your ability to study for them, but not everyone has the ability or time or space to study for those.
Exactly.
Like if you're a single parent, or you have to take care of your sick parents, or you're in school, or I don't know, anything, right? If
You've got some important
person,
stuff, basically. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, if you're working multiple jobs, I don't know. They're tricky. I don't like them. The industry, I think, is like slowly moving away from them. The big companies are still doing it. Honestly, my hypothesis is that they're doing it as a way to weed out candidates. It's kind of just like a hazing ritual.
All right. Since they are getting more candidates, so they are cutting off the competition.
Yeah. Well, it's like Google does it, and everyone thinks they're Google, so they just copy Google's hiring practices. But the thing is, most companies aren't Google, and they can't do the same shit Google's doing to weed out candidates. It's just companies think that they're cooler than they actually are and do hiring, like really toxic, stupid hiring practices. It's so dumb. I know. Google does it, so we'll do it. No. Google probably shouldn't do it, but Google's Google, so they can kind of do what they want to do. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, they changed their logo for everything around the year. So
that's true. That's true. Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Have you guys done much like whiteboarding interviews yet? Have you guys practiced those at all yet?
Yeah, I did a little bit of DSA, and
I always do it in whiteboard.
Yeah.
I have my whiteboard here. I always practice the problems like this.
That's the reason we have this car, that why do we have to answer that if you're not doing that at the end of the day?
I know. I totally agree. So you have so there's two ways. There is a secret way where you don't have to do those. So I stuck to those two. I'm good at them today, but I wasn't for a long time. But the secret to doing those is doing hackathons or networking or open source work. Like if you're working with companies who are doing open source work and they could see your contributions, you can just skip the line. Like this engineer is already seeing the code you can do. They probably don't have to do it again. It doesn't always work, but sometimes it does. Most of my jobs I've gotten just through networking and knowing people and coding with them through other channels, and then them seeing the work I can do, and then getting hired.
So basically, what I got is we have to communicate. We have to network with people, as well as we have to work with them, and not just in a monetary way. We have to work with them to develop something, right? Rather than just make it a product and launch it in the market or anything. Just work with them for our development and our own sake, right?
Yes. Yeah, I totally agree. Yep, I totally agree. But if you do want to practice, it is a skill you can get better at. Get an actual whiteboard, get a pen, actually do it. I do too. I still do it. It sucks. I'd rather be doing other stuff, honestly, but sometimes I still do it. It's just.
We did talk about that. We will be going through the whiteboard interview. So, how can someone start if he's just a beginner?
Start programming from just no college, just totally, or are talking about a little bit of college. What kind of skill level, or what kind of, are we coming in at?
Cool.
Let's just go from brand new, no programming experience whatsoever. Should we do that? How about that?
I think just starting out with college.
Great. Okay. Cool. I guess I don't. Okay, so I'm not a big video guy. But I do think that they can be really useful, especially for beginning. I use videos to get an overview of the subject, and articles to kind of dig in a little bit further. And then once I'm kind of had a good overview, then I start building a physical project.
Okay.
And then I will just start Googling every problem I encounter till I build the thing. But if you're brand new too, I think a good way to do that too is there's a ton of open and free tools out there. What are those? Lynda.com. I don't know. You guys know other coding, learning, video websites.
There are a lot of websites.
I know I'm blanking on all of them too. Yeah, there's so many. But even if you just Google, like, I want to learn JavaScript or like Node or Web3 or whatever, like, and just Google for some free resources, you're going to find a ton.
All right. So you talked about how to start with the beginner and all these interviews things. So can you just tell me, like, since we are talking about open source, it's all about like collaborating and stuff. So what if you are the leader? Like, my question is how to become a good leader in the world of software development.
Okay, so everyone has a different definition of what a senior principal or staff engineer is. In my personal definition of like a senior principal engineer is an engineer. Like, the larger your sphere of influence is as an engineer, the more senior you are for me. Like, if you like a senior engineer probably can like has the respect of a team. Principals can start having the respect of an entire org, and staff probably has respect of entire communities of people. Like, your sphere of influence affects your rank for me. And how you get that, it really depends. Because I think a lot of people have different skills, and flexing those skills, I think, can get you there. For example, I love speaking, I love talking, I love teaching, I love writing, I like making videos, so I do that. But I have this industry is a lot of introverted people, and there's other ways to do it than what I do. So yeah, I think writing's really good, like leading teach and learns, mentoring people, like helping. I was shocked too, because in engineering, it takes so little time for you to get to a point where you can start teaching other people. Like, I remember just learning something, and then
that's the point.
Yeah, because things move so fast. It's like 2 weeks ago, this is brand new, I just learned it, and even your perspective. Exactly.
The way you learn it, it's obsolete.
Exactly. Things move so fast. Yeah, for real. Yeah, and like, you can teach stuff even if you're not an expert at it. Like, I think being open and upfront about it, it's like, even if you're a junior, you can start getting that position where you can start helping people and expanding your sphere of influence and becoming more senior.
Right. So it can be in any version, right? It can be either through, as you mentioned, any video. It can be either through taking sessions. It can be either through, writing about it.
Yeah.
We love your TikToks. So
thank you.
Even we can do that.
Making TikToks.
Yeah.
No, pairing with the person sitting next to you at work, or with a student, making a study club. If you get at work, even doing study works at work with the juniors or even seniors. There's so many different ways to like help and grow to start gaining that respect as an engineer and the respect to your fellow engineers. I think teaching is the best way to do that.
Exactly.
That's a good.
I completely get it.
Just one more thing. You mentioned about so many things like we got to do, like in engineering also we have a lot of work to do and a lot of study to do, especially in computer science majors. So whenever we are doing all these work, so how can someone do all this and still have a balance, like mentally, physically,
Yeah,
exactly.
Insane after all these coding sessions, all these lines.
I was actually just thinking about writing about this. So like, here's the thing. I don't know. Early in my career, I worked my butt off, working like 80, 90 hours a week, and I got very good very fast. But it came at a huge cost. I lost relationships. I felt like I was sad. Like, I gave everything and I'm at a point now where I've chilled out and I have a more sustainable like growth in my career. I don't know how to grow my career without gunning it sometimes. And like, I feel like for me, it's about knowing, like, gunning it and then cooling it and kind of getting more balanced with that than I was when I was younger. But there are points when you need to gun it and like go fast and study and like, and you're in school, like, focus on studying for stuff. And then when, like, I don't know, at the end, you're going to start applying for jobs, and then maybe you'll take a little break before you get hired. I think of my life as like a roller coaster. Like, sometimes I have to work really hard as I go up, and then I get to coast a little bit, and then it gets hard a little bit, it's just kind of have to have both of them.
And what drives you to, like, keep pursuing the passion that you have been developing?
Yeah. What is it? Oh, I get bored so easily. I just like, I get bored so easily. Yeah, things move so fast. It's like, and you're just like trying to keep up with stuff and like trying to, and I want to build stuff, like fun projects I'm working on, or if like there's something interesting that I want to try to learn how to build, I'll like try to learn a new piece of technology or something. I don't know. Honestly, continuous education is just a part of what I do now. It's like every project I do, I try to do one new piece of technology into it or something. just to learn it. Like right now, I'm working on like building my own like entity minting pipeline, but with SQL instead of like
SQL. Okay.
like doing like
yeah.
a Web 2 version of Web 3 to understand it better.
All right. I was just doing a similar kind of a project. I
Yeah.
would not say that same, but I was doing a similar kind of a project.
Love
You
it.
can automatically create some art that you have done, and then it automatically gets into Web3 decentralized storage, and then
Cool.
You know, we are trying to make an EPA for that on the SaaS.
yes,
Under
like
the
you can
SaaS,
just jump in and put in a token that you want, and it'll just fetch in a certain
Section and like create that art.
Oh, that's awesome. Are you just doing this for fun or it's for school?
It's for
Yeah,
fun.
no, it's just for fun.
Ooh,
just
that's
for fun.
awesome. Yeah, I mean,
And
Web
that's,
3 is really hot right now, man. It's
Yep.
really.
It is.
We are, and we're not just like we're not getting an artist to do that, even though I am one, but I'm not getting myself to do that art, so I'm just getting an AI who's building that art. So
Yeah.
that kind.
That's cool. I've actually looked at those like generative art kind of projects.
Yeah.
Like using AI to like do the generative art aspect of it. I think it's pretty cool.
Yep, we will share our review.
I would love
like
to
you can
see
review.
that. Yeah, I'd love to like,
You
or just like
can
help
do
get
that
the
review.
word out about it, you know?
Yep.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
That would be great.
Okay.
Oh, I totally agree.
You did mention a lot about open source. We talked about community
Mhm.
learning. A bit of a more personal question here we
Yeah.
had from one of the attendees that we had in the sessions. So, what exactly is particularly the role of a software developer advocate or a senior developer advocate?
Yeah, good question. It depends. If you ask different developer advocates at the same company, they'll probably give you different answers.
Okay.
I'll give you the simplified answer, and then I have 3 categories of developer advocates I think exist up there. So, developer advocates, basically, we exist to help the developer community build with whatever tool we're working for, or whatever, really. We're not salespeople, we're not marketers, we're software engineers, and we're typically, and there's a lot of different ways to do it. So, there's community-led developer advocates who are doing like community management and events and like maybe managing forums or answering technical questions like on Stack Overflow. Or I'm more of a content focused developer advocate. So that means I'm writing blog posts, I'm making videos, I'm speaking at conferences, I'm hanging out on podcasts, like I make podcasts. So like I make more content for the developer community. And then third is like a product driven developer advocate. So like that means you're like managing GitHub projects and issues and like trying to get contributions from the community into the GitHub project that you're working on. So there's like the 3 main flavors. It depends. My team, even at Single Store, we have like all of us are doing something different. But anyway, we just get to, my job's amazing. It's a dream job. I just get to make cool stuff for developers.
All right. Okay.
That's great.
So that's just basically advocating for the development of projects, right?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. There's another word called like developer evangelist, which I hate. It feels like I'm like a preacher in front of a church, like talking at the community, but my job is more to talk with them. So like if you have issues or like confusion or like you want something, I am listening. And I'm also advocating for you internally at the company. It's like the developers want this, they don't want this, they like this, they want more types of this type of content, or they want this kind of feature. So it's like kind of a 2-way street of like advocating for the developer internally and like at the company and like for the external developer community at large.
Inside the community as a whole.
Yes.
Yep.
Community. I got actually a different question for you. How should exactly an organization determine whether to build an open source project, whether to keep their software open source, or should they file a patent for the software and make it a proprietary one?
That is a really good question. Actually, the founder of GitHub wrote an article about this like 10 years ago. I'll have to post it in the chat. But basically what he said, so he was trying to do, because GitHub is an open source company, but the core code base is not open source. It's like one of the weird, but GitHub does
open source?
They do like Jekyll is their like their blog thing that they use. That is open source. So he talks about that he thinks that like things that will drive value for the company, but isn't the core product, should be open source. Not everyone agrees with that, but I do think it's an interesting way to look at what should be open source or not. Because open source does have a financing problem. So like kind of understanding what you're
That
going
is the
to
one.
be. If you want to make it a product eventually, making it open source is going to make an issue because like companies like Amazon, if it's a free and open source license, they will start just giving it out for free and they won't pay you anything. Well, they make a ton of money off your product. So like thinking about your licensing and like what that means to open that code up for future financing is a big issue. But like, so it depends. It depends on what you want to do. If you're just a college student just goofing around making stuff, I'd put everything you possibly can open.
All right.
I would.
Because you get a lot of community in it, right?
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. I don't know if it's just like an open source project or whatever, it's just like a fun or like a tool or a framework or something, open source it. There's no reason to keep it private. No one's going to find out about it. You have a better chance of building community around that if you keep that open.
All right.
Good enough.
Cool.
And what's your take on people who are pushing more towards, towards this building more proprietary software rather than
that depends too. Because I don't know. Have you guys have you guys done internships or worked for a software company yet?
I am an internship currently.
We have.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, awesome. If you've worked for a company, I'm sure you've worked on code bases that are closed source.
They are.
Which is pretty common. And there's a place for closed source work. It's a fact of being a software engineer. A lot of the work we do is going to be private. That's okay. I don't know if I don't know. I don't think everything should be open. I think it's okay to keep things closed. Again, if you're trying to make money or you have a product or something like that, great. You can keep that private. A lot of companies aren't interested in getting like public contributions from the community around their code base. Like Google's notorious for this. Most of their projects are open sourced. But they do not accept community contributions to their code base. Which is kind of weird. Microsoft does a pretty good job of that, but Google, they're just like, if you submit a pull request, they will not accept it. And they don't care about if you make comments or issues or whatever. They just ignore them. They're on their own, which is fine. It kind of depends. It's like, and the other thing too is to consider, like, if you think you can wrap something up into a nice tool that the community could use.
It's just like Linux versus NVIDIA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
All right. So we talked about all those stuff, and now we came to the end part of the podcast. So we'll just have a few more questions, then we'll wrap it up. All right?
Great.
Okay. So can you tell us about what are the tech stacks that are currently in usage in the limelight in the particular industries?
Yeah, that's the big three right now are C#/Java, Python, and JavaScript. In terms of jobs, just total jobs right now. You really can't go wrong with any three of those. Up and coming programming languages I see are Go and Rust. Those are like up and coming ones, but I see a lot of those. And PHP still runs like 25% of the web. That's not a bad choice. People like shit on it all the time. It's not a bad language. I got my start freelancing doing PHP work. It's still huge. I don't do it anymore, but
it still works.
Yeah,
it works.
It still works. But yeah, Java, C#, Python, and JavaScript are like the big three. You can't go wrong.
Right. And you have been interviewing a lot of candidates, right? So how do you rate anyone who is coming up? Like, what are your categories on rating a particular person? Not in the open source version, not anything, but it's strictly on the interview side. Like, what are your categories on to evaluate the person?
I'm going to go, because I judge skill levels differently, but let's go particularly on junior engineers and what I expect of them. And we talked about this a little bit already, but the ability to learn is the number one thing I'm looking for as a hiring manager. So like, can you come in and learn the code base and start being productive within a reasonable time frame? Can you be mentored? Are you capable of learning? Do you have experience working with people? And the other thing is like soft skills of being able to communicate and like work as a team. So like, how are you? Because I don't want an asshole. I'm not going to hire an asshole on my team. I would rather hire a nice, mediocre programmer than a brilliant asshole any day. Any day.
All right.
Yeah.
That's great. Yep.
So basically, what my take was just be to it, be a part of the community, and sometimes proprietary as well. But always give into the community and start learning along with the other people, right?
Yes. Yep.
And I think that's what pushes you towards cracking those interviews.
Yeah. Basically, become a good developer, right?
Yep.
That's the thing.
Yep. Nice summation. Love that.
Yeah, exactly. So, Joe, can you tell me like how important is showcasing your work to public is right now in the current industry? Like, let's say if I did some projects, I did some open source contributions. So, like showcasing it to to the public, how much importance does that keep? Right.
I love that. We're in a post-COVID pandemic world.
Yes.
Everything's remote, and that means everything is online. So the first thing I do when I'm interviewing a candidate is give them a Google. I'm going to go to your website. I'm going to go to your GitHub. I'm going to start clicking around. So like your online presence, your GitHub and your portfolio is absolutely paramount. And like I was saying before, like your ability to learn means that I want to see your project work that you've done and and I want to see that. So that means like your portfolio can be your GitHub. It can be a site you built. It can be whatever. But I want to make sure, are all your links working? Do you have examples of your code? Is it well documented? Do you have a README? Is it easy to set up? Are there tests? Have other people contributed? So like, I want to see all of this stuff on your
whether you would maintain a repo or not, like all those things.
Yeah,
basically, if you have made something that works.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
I think something people skip is documentation a lot.
Yes. Oh, I totally agree, and that's huge for if I'm evaluating a candidate. Like, because if I don't know how to set it up, that's a problem. If you can't like explain how to run this thing, that's a problem. It doesn't explain what it is or how to get it run. It's probably an issue. Yeah, that's probably an issue. But yeah, exactly. MP, like, do I install it? Do I download it? Do I just walk me through it? But I want to see that too. And even like if your code's documented, I want to see good variable names. I want to see good function names. I want to see that's like clear and concise and like broken up in meaningful ways.
Production ready.
Yeah, exactly.
Production ready.
Open source, but production ready.
Ready.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it can be even like a work in progress. If it's clear it's a work in progress, I'm cool with it not being production ready, but like at least make a note of that or something, But yeah, it should be like mostly, if it's in your portfolio, you should be able to talk about it in an interview situation and like walk through it in detail.
Alrighty.
Okay. Works well.
Yep.
Right, so I guess we have covered all the questions, or have we missing anything?
I guess we did. So
if there is anything from the chat.
Yes, if there is anything from the chat, do we have?
I think there's a lot. Yeah. A lot of good questions.
Great session. How to start competitive coding? Yeah, we did not talk about competitive coding. What's your take on that?
You got a lot of competitive coding questions in the chat here today. I've never done competitive programming. I have done a lot of hackathons though, so I don't know if I can speak too much about it. I'm going to be honest. Competitive programming just stresses me out, and I'm not super interested in it.
Exactly. Same my point.
Yeah.
I am also stressed out.
Yeah, like I solve lead code. Yeah, daily I will solve at least 1 or 2 problems daily, but I won't do competitive coding. Yeah.
And like God bless people who want to do competitive programming. I'm fully supportive of you doing it. I think it's really cool. I think it's just I think I could do it. I think I don't need that stress in my life anymore. I don't care. I just want to make cool shit, and competitive programming is not what I want to do. But the key though is
important. It's important.
It's just knowing what you want to do. And this person who's asking this question, like, if you want to do competitive programming, go for it, do it. Like, the thing that matters is just follow the thing that you like, that interests you.
Exactly.
That's
do
what
it for
matters.
fun.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess there's one more question. Do you prefer working with startups or working with big companies?
It depends. I'm going to answer this from a junior perspective too. I think working for larger companies, junior engineers generally get better support. In my experience, startups offer very little support. But the flip side of that being that you will be given way more responsibility more quickly. And more ability to kind of explore on your own and probably progress more. I have to say, though, it takes a very particular kind of personality to thrive in those situations. And knowing if you need a lot of support or not can affect whether you're going to have a good time with us or not. I've seen people who expecting mentorship in a startup and aren't getting it and floundering completely. Probably not a good place for them to be, and they probably work better in a bigger company. So the key is like knowing what you're expecting from mentorship and growth, and then choosing a company for that.
All right. That's great.
So I guess we wrapped up the entire session. So,
Yep. So like, would you like to say something to the audience? Any reviews for you?
Anything that you would like to say?
Yeah, I would say thank you so much for having me. Follow me on TikTok and Twitter and LinkedIn too. I would love to connect with all of you.
Will be there in the description.
Yes, in the description there. Oh yeah, in the description for this thing. And I would love to connect with all of y'all.
All right. So thanks a lot, guys. Even though we have a lot of live audience, when we will be streaming this in another session, we will be having this recorded podcast. So even though if you're having another questions, you can connect to Joe anywhere. We have all his links down in the description, and I guess you'll have an amazing chat session with him. All right.
Yep.
So thanks, Joe. Thanks for being here. Thanks for giving us your time. And it was great. Let me tell you, it was really great having you here.
It was great, Joe. Thank you for being here.
Yep.
You guys are so much fun. I'm so excited for your event. This is so cool.
So thanks a lot, guys, and see you in the next session. Okay.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Okay. So just a quick thing before we go, we can just have a quick photograph session. Will that work?
We will.
Yeah. Before the photograph, I had so much fun moderating the session backstage.
Oh,
yes,
fun!
We have Swapnil with us. He's the lead of Google Developer Student Club at our community. So,
and I'm the fourth guy from science.
Cool.
So you get ADS.
Yeah.
So
just
we can make
cool
a
pose for the
quick
photograph.
session. Cool pose that we can make so that. All right, good enough.
Cool.
Thanks a lot, Joe. Thanks a lot for.
Thanks a lot. It really means a lot, man.
All right. It means a lot. It means a lot for answering in a quick.
All right, bye, fellas.
Bye, audience.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye.
Well, that was a wonderful session with none other than Joe Karlsson. Hello, everyone. I'm Shandan Talapatra, basically the management lead of Diversion 2K22. So, yep. One more thing, guys. It was just the tip of the iceberg. We still have a lot of wonderful events lined up. We have some serious events as well as some recreation ones, for the gamers and the streamers out there. It's a mixed bag. On one hand, we'll do project reports and other serious stuff. But on the other hand, we might have something fun that will interest the lot. So I request you all to stay tuned. Well, you can check out the links given in the description and be sure that you have subscribed and be sure to give a like to this video. Okay, so now I'll let Dhritesh and Arnab carry on. Over to you, Dhritesh.
All right, so I guess that was a cool recorded session, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, audience. We could not get Joe directly and live to you because the time constraint. Because right now, if we would have got him, it might be like 2 a.m. there, right?
Yeah. No, it's basically 2:30. To be precise.
2 a.m. So we could not get him live. So sorry for that. And also there was a little bit of technical glitch, and that is the glitch side of open source. You have to improve on whatever you have. You have to write code from scratch, or you need to build on something that you already have, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Before
absolutely.
we go forward and we officially release about, we talk about the judges and the industrial mentors. Can we actually have a look at the chat? And I think there are some amazing questions.
Pretty good
and
questions.
some cool questions that we need to answer. All right. I've got Shaurya here who says, I'll just pin it up. Okay. So which languages should I know and be good at so that I'm in the spotlight? I guess Joe definitely answered it, right?
Yep, he did. I think it was he said about Java, Python, C Sharp, and
Yes,
Go.
yes,
Yep,
yes. Go and Rust. Go and Rust. We
Go and
actually had
Rust.
an off the stream session also with Joe, where we actually talked with him about all these kind of questions. Some perks.
Mhm.
So we actually got to know a lot about Go and these Rust frameworks. Even Julia is booming as well.
Yes,
And
yes.
just to mention, Julia is our official event partner as well. We are supported by Julia, and we'll also be having an event in the upcoming days where we'll be having the Julia community lead coming up in on the
Yep.
stream.
He
All
is
right.
the developer community advocate. You guys, some of you might know him, and or else you can even search in
Let's not
Google as well.
let's leave it to the tech team. All right, let's not reveal it right now. Okay.
Yeah.
The next question that we are having right here is
Okay.
if I have
Again,
talents,
Shaurya.
how can I put forward, and who should I showcase my talents to? Well, would you like to answer, or should I go forward with it?
You go forward. Then I will answer.
All right. What I feel is if you have talent, first of all, you should not boast about it. And if you have talent, then you can go forward and post it anywhere. Like we can see that TikTok is banned here in India, right? But Joe is doing a lot of software promotion, and he's doing all that through TikTok.
Tech tips.
He's making a lot of good TikToks out there. He's also having cool videos. So similarly, what you can do is you can have your own website. You can have your own I think a
YouTube
portfolio
channel.
kind of thing would
Yeah.
work as well. All right. And if you are an artist, then just have a studio, man. Just have a studio. And if you can speak well, you can take live sessions. If you're a coder, you can take tutorials. Teaching is a very good way of learning as well, showcasing your
Yes.
talents. Like
Yeah.
our professors know well, like they know a lot ahead from us, but they also teach us, right? So similarly, you can teach in a similar fashion and learn a lot from your students as well, right?
Yep,
Okay.
yep. That was really, that was a great answer. And another thing, there are lots of platforms like LinkedIn, Twitter, Showcase, like Instagram. There also you can, showcase your, whatever work you have done, like let's say how many problems you have solved or anything like that. Okay. So then
Well,
after that, I think we have next question. How
yeah,
can I?
that's a cool name, by the way. Anyone who is writing it this name, okay. So that was a cool name, and sorry for removing that message. We're not using any cuss words. You guys can have a sarcastic, war in the comment section. We
Yeah.
encourage that you can have any kind of conversation, but don't use any kind of cuss words that would eventually affect you only.
Yeah.
So, Thanos, we have got a question. How can I build proprietary software?
Proprietary software.
That depends. You have to first open up a company, right? You make a company, you make it closed source, you make a product, and you launch it. So that whenever someone's joining it, the entire code base is in a closed state structure. So nobody can get through it. All right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And that, like, we are doing the reverse of it here. We are kind of doing it in the open source fashion, isn't it?
Yeah. We are doing in open source.
All
Like
the
anyone
people
can come and
to,
contribute. Yeah.
all the people to get in and contribute in any code. We have
Yeah.
more than 50 plus projects, man. Anyone who is participating around here, you can just go ahead
We have
and
some.
participate in that, right?
Yeah, we have some AR/VR projects as well, right? There is one project named as Mission Mangalyaan. It's like a shout out to Mission Mangalyaan. I mean, yeah, that's a pretty great project, an AR/VR project. And after that,
Yeah.
along with there are some IoT
We've got
projects.
Web 3.0.
Web
We
3.0,
have got
man.
Web 3.0, right?
Yeah, there are some couple of projects which
Yeah.
are which also like belong to that Web 3.0. Right.
Mhm.
So, and we have also some pretty cool web app development projects and AI/ML projects as well. So do check them out, and it will be linked down below in the description. Yep.
All right.
Okay.
So again, this guy's asking like,
I really
where
want
can
to
I find
this.
sessions with live speakers? Well, definitely we could not get Joe. I'm really sorry to you guys. We cannot get Joe live with you guys, but we definitely have Praveen, who is who is
Check.
we have
Who
already
is
tech lead of Stanford.
yeah, and also there is there's a surprise speaker as well. There's a
so we've got two
surprise
more
speaker
speakers,
as well.
not one.
Yeah.
We've got two more speakers coming up. You have to wait for a little bit because we have the tech team who will be giving a lot of information in between. So we'll have live speakers as well. Don't worry about that. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And at the end, there is some few more or informations and guidelines we need to share. So yep, stay tuned. And one more thing that we have a lot of things planned for this channel, like to grow this community basically. Like we will be having hosting like a lot of live podcasts like this. right? We'll be bringing a lot of industrial speakers. We'll be not only that,
not like this. This was, but we will be having live podcasts.
Yeah, there will
like
be live podcasts.
Today's second session. Yes,
Yeah,
like this today's second session, isn't it?
It's completely live.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Someone is asking, can we get this recording after this? Yep. It will be available on this
YouTube, man.
It's YouTube, man. It's
YouTube
Live.
You can just visit here anytime. All right.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. Any more questions?
There's one more question I see. Should I just pop? Okay. So is it okay for me as a novice to be a part of this? Yes, definitely.
Yes,
you
open,
can
man.
be a part
It's
of this
open.
even if you're a novice. Like let's say I don't know nothing about cybersecurity, right? I'm not even a beginner. I don't know shit about cybersecurity. There are a hell lot of other people who know a lot about cybersecurity, and I'm kind of a noober than noob in front of them. So, so what happens is, if you be a part of the community, what happens is you learn from those people who are there and who are developing their own projects. So you go on, you build projects with them, you start conversing with them, and that is what leads you to becoming and reaching at their particular position, right?
Yeah, a good developer. Like, and also you must have this nature of like the collaborative nature. So like you see in Diversion, what we are having, there are project leads and there are contributors, and all of them are strangers, right? Most of them are strangers. Some of them are friends, but some of them are strangers. But still, you guys will be working. You guys will be working together for a similar. You all will have working for a single project, right? So that's one thing that we are covering: collaboration. Like networking with each other. Interacting with the community, asking doubts, and fixing up the bugs, issues. Maintaining the large code bases. Contributing with good code. So yep, I think we have covered kind of all the aspects of open source, I guess.
Yep,
Right,
definitely.
Yeah.
We might not be able to cover up all the particular
Kind of.
aspects because
We are
we
not
have
Google.
GSOC. Come on, who are we kidding?
Yeah, we are not Google. We are not Google.
We are not kidding to anyone. They are big organization. Okay, let me just remove the other question. Yeah, so we have GSOC. We are not kidding them. So they are a big organization. We can't compete them, right? What we can do is we can provide the students with a platform where they can come in and actually, talk about. Talk about and experience open source for the first time, even if they are novice. And there was a lot of talk going on in the chat. I see about noober than noobs. So people who are noober than noobs can also come here and participate, right?
Absolutely, it's open for all. It's open for all.
Yeah, it's not just restricted that you need to be a strictly high professional to be here. We are here to we are here to create experiences. We are here to guide. We are here to provide you with mentors, and all you have to do is just grasp it all in, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Isn't it?
Okay, then I think we should reveal our like our judges and mentors.
Okay, so we are provided by our judges by Girl Scripts. So
Girl
we
Script
have more than 3 judges for like all the entire 4 different domains that we are having. Now, we are not revealing them. We are just telling about the number of judges that we are having. Basically, what will be happening is every time that you are participating into an individual project and you are contributing to it, now you will be having different mentors. And these mentors will also be having a particular role which they will be playing, and they will be also giving out a feedback on your particular projects. Now those feedbacks also counts. It's not just that you have provided a lot of PRs or a lot of commits and that makes you a pro. No, that doesn't do that. You need to understand what the code base is, right?
Yes.
So that is the reason we are having a collaborative judging scheme between our judges as well as our industrial mentors. Well, we have our judges and we will be holding a live session with them. For now, we can actually reveal our entire industrial mentors list. Arnab, go ahead with that.
Okay, so very first, we have Rahul Rana. He is the SD2L4 at Uber. Then we have Ramakrishna Bolisetti, who is currently working as an SD3 at Walmart. Then we have Soham Biswas. He's currently now working at as a computing engineer at CERN Geneva, which is in Switzerland. And also he is a second year GSOC as well, right? He cracked GSOC in second year when he was. Then we have Shomik Nandi. He is currently SD1 at Amazon. Then we have Shayan Sheel, who is currently system engineer at TCS, but I think he has also cracked Grover's interview as well. And after that, we have Pratna Shah, who is currently working as a data scientist at Fractal.
Yep.
She's pretty amazing. Yep.
Okay, so
Come on.
that was our mentors list. Well, we are not having a live session with them because that's exclusive for our participants. And yes, if
Yeah.
you want to participate in GSOC, probably you better participate here. Then you can get an experience of GSOC beforehand, right? A
Yeah.
mini experience of
It's
GSOC,
yeah, it's
isn't
kind
it?
of a playground for
Yes, it's
GSOC.
kind of a playground where you can play around before actually jumping into the war like GSOC, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's not take let's not be
Much
like monologuers, and let's not speak for so long. I guess we can get our tech
tech
team up.
teams.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
and
can
yeah,
get
we
a
have
tech
a
team.
lot things planned for the next 2 months.
Even if you
Yeah.
are a gamer out there, just revealing a little bit of secrets, spilling out a little bit of secrets. Even if you're a gamer out there, we got you covered, man. We got you covered. Okay, so up to the tech team. All right.
Yo, tech team. Woo.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. We have most of our tech team up here. We have with us here Jagrit, we have Anik, we have Devjit, as well as Saptoshi. So, hi guys, how are you guys doing?
Hey guys.
Hello,
Doing well, thank
everyone.
you. Hi guys.
Yep, yep, yep. All right. So, go ahead and reveal out, okay?
Yep.
So let's start with the event. Well, that was a great mentorship you guys were gonna receive. Even though I'm participating, but still I'm jealous actually that you guys are getting everything done on a plate. Now I would like to debrief everyone present here about the timeline of our event. At first, that comes on 2nd February, that is tomorrow. And that will just the initial meet with the tech leads. There the tech leads will eventually discuss about the event rules, guidelines, scoring criteria, leaderboard. After that there will be 4 breakout rooms. I mean that's the domain wise. After that we'll be contributing the details, and there will be a doubt clearing session. Well, you will clear the doubts and everything you've got. After that comes the 4th and 5th February, where there will be industry mentor meet for our participants. After that, the leads of the projects will talk to the mentors, and they have some discussion and something like that. And after that comes the 6th of February, where the participants officially will start contributing for their respective projects. With that, I would like to let Sappy or Saptarshi continue the rest of the session.
All right. Before we go up, sorry, you guys. We are actually literally spoiling Valentine days for you guys. But, yeah. We are. Yeah, I admit we are. But
That's just
it will
sad.
be enjoyable. You guys can code up. You guys will be having a lot more sessions. This entire
Can't
monologue
say
is.
this will be more interesting though.
All right.
Well,
So
that will be.
this entire timeline would actually be covered in 1 week, and the first week is gonna be very jam packed with all
Packed.
the with all the meets that you guys will be having with your mentors, as well as you guys will be having to submit out some kind of an MVP PPT that you guys will be aiming at, so that our mentors can actually judge you later on about what progress you guys have done. Right. So this first week is going to be a little bit of jam
Jam
packed,
packed.
but
The participants will
but
also talk to the leads for the first time, so it will be a
for the
new.
first time,
Yeah, it
it
will be
will be
something
new,
new for them
definitely.
also.
Yep. But I would like to say that you can, however, like Joe mentioned, give time to both the personal life as well as the coding and the study life as well. So keep code above love. All right. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Over to you, Sapi. After 14.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Devi. Now, after 14th Feb, we have a few events lined up. Like the next event that will take place on 5th of March. We are calling it the Silicon Day for that, because the main reason behind that is we are going to have Mitadram Majumdar, who is currently working as senior application engineer at Google Silicon Valley. Along with him, we'll also have Logan Kilpatrick, who is currently working as applied machine learning engineer at Apple Silicon Valley. You guys heard about Julia language, like Ditesh said before.
Yep.
Julia language, and the best part of Julia language is they also take place in GSOC. So they can tell you about their experience in GSOC and a big open source event like this.
No,
So it will be a good
but
experience for you guys.
just to interfere here, Sappy, really
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah, yeah.
but
Sure.
I guess Julia is providing a very good opportunity for you guys to actually jump in, because as you know, who's that? Logan Kilpatrick would be
Logan
coming
Kilpatrick.
up. You can actually see that Julia community, what Julia community is all about. And once you get accustomed to that community, and once you have your code base already understood about, then applying for GSOC won't be a problem, I guess. Right?
Yeah.
Yep. So
And
I
Logan
don't think
Kilpatrick
that
is the
that would
lead
be a
of
problem, right?
Julia community.
You can actually
Yep.
interact
Yeah,
with
yeah.
him, I guess.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It
Yes,
will
yes,
be a
you'll
live
get a
session.
lot of
Like
Live session where you can
some
interact.
people in the chat are asking for live sessions like Thanos is back and his other third account. Like you will be
All right.
satisfied with
It's a
live
second
Yeah,
session.
yeah, yeah.
All right.
You will be
okay,
satisfied
let's
with
not
live
reveal it all.
sessions.
Let's not reveal it all.
Yeah, of course,
Let's
of
continue.
course.
Let's
Let's not
continue.
reveal it all.
Yeah.
All right.
And I
So,
can assure you,
overall.
it will be an equally fun session as the one you saw with today with
Joe Carlson, yeah.
Joe
Joe
Carlson.
Carlson.
Yes,
Yep.
my bad. Okay, moving on. The next event will be held on 3rd of April when we'll have a session with Jeremy Ravenel, who is currently the CEO of NAS AI. So let me debrief you guys about NAS AI. NAS AI is a Notepad as a service. It is an all-in-one open source data platform where you can use it to create optimized data engines. You can use it for languages like Python and C++ and other languages. So it will be held on 3rd of April. It will be a live session like the one you heard about in the Silicon Day. That will be held on 5th of March. So after that, we have a bit of a surprise for you guys on 9th of April. I can reveal it slightly that we will be joined by someone from Microsoft, but we won't spoil the surprise. It is a surprise for you guys. Okay.
And
Then
for
also,
those who are thinking about that, we've got a Microsoft student community up here, so I think
Yeah, it's coming up, right?
Yeah,
student
yeah,
community,
yeah.
It's coming
Microsoft,
up.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's coming up,
Yeah.
right?
It's
All right.
coming up right after the event. Okay.
Mhm.
And so we'll also be having weekend sessions with our industrial mentors on the domain of expertise. Like the project leads can have a good project leads can know a lot of things by interacting with the mentors, industrial mentors. So these are the insights of the events that we'll be covering on Diversion. These are the serious topics that I'm talking about. And now I hand off the stage to Onik, who will be explaining the fun stuff. Over to you, Onik.
Okay, so now that all the serious part is over, let the fun begin. So we have a few events lined up for our 2 month duration of the event, in addition to the coding grind. So we have decided to bring some gaming events in this event, as like prompted by DB before. So we have planned a Valorant tournament actually. So we know it's something a lot of you might be interested in. So did I say
Kind of
that
a kind of a
we'll also be
community
having
building, right?
It will be
yeah,
official
we'll also
streams. There will be official streams.
yeah.
With
We'll also be
casting.
having some official streams with like casters, like from our side, or like we can
Yeah.
like you never know, right?
Two of them are
So
sitting here.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
We've got some Twitch people around here, so
Yeah, of course.
yeah,
All right.
I
Yeah, yeah,
guess
yeah.
so. It's like if they're into open source, like they know the shit, right? So
Mhm.
right, okay. So in addition to Valorant, we're also bringing in Scribble. So we all love some Scribble nights, right? Not only that, we also have a few more titles lined up, but among them, only 2 shall be chosen. So we'll be letting you guys know about the choices through our social media. So make sure you guys are following those. And now that's what we have planned for now. But we are always open to suggestions, so you guys can like suggest stuff in the comment section. And with that, we welcome you all to the Festival of Open Source, that is Diversion 2K22. Keep moving forward.
Until all your bugs are
Okay.
destroyed.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, over to you, Vedant, I guess, after this.
Yep.
Can I say one thing before that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
sure.
Thanos is back has a good question. Like he has asked, "How can I become a judge at Diversion?" Divi, please answer him. Please answer his questions. His questions
You're
are the
the best
best
one to
ones. His
answer
questions
this.
are the best ones. Like he's trying to
Yeah,
like provoke us,
I
but
got it. Well, see, kind of a fun question to be asked at this particular moment. But yeah, if you want to be a judge at Diversion, you probably have to reach that particular tech level to actually, I'm not demeaning anyone, but we are the judges that we are getting and the speakers that we are actually, getting you mentored with, are actually at a level that they have gone through all this, all the phases that we are presently going through, all the phases that we are struggling to cross. They have already gone through these levels, and that is the reason they are at the particular, they are at a particular cream layer, and that is the reason we are here and we are looking up to them as a mentor, right?
See, you need to reach the peak, right, to get a picture there. So
Yeah,
that's the thing.
That's the thing. That's the thing. So, yeah. So that's up. I guess that's good.
I guess we
That's
have
how you
some
become a judge.
games suggestions coming up in
We
chat.
have some fun stuff to talk about now.
Yeah,
Enough of the
we
serious
do
stuff.
have a little bit of
CS:GO.
time
Yeah,
before
CS:GO we can
our
definitely
next
do.
speaker jumps up.
Yes.
Okay. Just to mention clearly, we do have a little bit of time before our next speaker jump up. So those who are watching can give this link directly to your friends and everyone, so that they can actually join in and push through, because now the live speakers will jump up and you can actually go through. Since we have to meet the time limits of the various time zones, so that is the reason we are having a live continuous stream. So you guys can continue and mention a lot of any questions that you're having, any queries that you're having, or any game suggestions. That works.
Yeah, actually, let's
And we will be having a quite of an off session now. Like it will be live, but we'll be having quite an off session for like around 15, 20
It's sort of an
minutes, and
interval for you.
it's not of an
It's an
interval.
interval.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Those who are
you
excited
can
for
give
games,
some cool
stay
answers.
here.
Yeah.
And let's discuss
Also,
games right now.
No. Also, we'll be having a cool session, speaker session. Praveen Kumar Purushothaman, who's coming up,
Followed by
he's
this.
coming right up. All right.
Yeah.
Just
So
right up.
you guys can talk till then, and we'll be back. All right. Continue,
Okay.
guys.
Okay. Thank you,
Okay.
DB.
Curious Mind
Thank you,
asks Red Dead Redemption. Okay, Red Dead Redemption.
Sorry,
Not a
but
multiplayer game.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
but we
We
cannot
cannot race horses in Red Dead Redemption.
See, not
Wait.
everyone owns the game, right? You need to have the
but-
game to play the online version.
Yeah, but if you wanna see us play, then we can do it for you guys. Like we
Yeah.
can play and you can watch the stream. That's totally fine. We can do that. But Shoryam has asked that CS:GO.
CS:GO alongside Valorant.
CS:GO we have on our
CS:GO,
minds currently. Yep.
Yes, CS:GO
We
is one of
have
the
it as
options.
an option actually. So
Actually, you have a
you
list
guys
of
can
games
choose it,
which
right?
we are not sure which ones you guys will like. So
Actually,
we'll be
you can
holding
Yeah,
a
go
poll
ahead
sort of
and
session.
do the polling. Actually, you guys can go ahead and do the polling
Right
at
now.
We'll do
present,
it
so
later.
that
We'll do it later.
No,
Stay.
we'll just share it in the socials, right?
Yeah, we'll
After
just share it
this.
in
Yeah, we'll share
After
in the
the event
socials.
or
We have
something,
enough
right?
discussions for now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, same for
So
FIFA as well. Someone has
yeah,
got
we can
FIFA.
have FIFA.
We can have FIFA.
How about
Yeah.
you guys suggest some games here
Yeah, you guys can like suggest some games in
right
the
now?
comments, right? Like
Suggest some
good
games.
multiplayer
Project
games.
IGI. Thanos, are you living in 2000?
Rocket League. Okay.
Thanos is
Rocket
living in
League.
2000. Rocket
Yeah,
League.
we
Rocket League is a
can
nice
have
one.
Rocket
Rocket
We
League
can
is a
have
nice
Rocket
it.
League is a
one.
nice
We can
one,
have it
yeah.
as an option, right?
We can have. Samsudin is suggesting Among Us tournament.
Among
Okay,
Us tournament.
that's one of the options too.
Yes.
Among Us, I guess.
It's Among Us SAS.
Okay.
What?
Just for the sake, we are not having
What?
mobile games. Okay.
Okay, Among
Yeah,
Us.
Because
let's
we are
let's
coding
leave
on
let's
the
leave
computers
mobile
right
games.
You
That's
left.
fun,
no,
yeah.
no.
You left
I
to be
just
on
want
PC.
to add in. Can we have those GitHub live coding sessions? Not to spoil the mood.
Yeah, we
Sorry.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
We can have those GitHub live coding sessions,
Like those
because we are
project building sessions, you know?
Yeah.
just quite of a a hint. We are having Postman student community as well as GitHub to partner with us somehow. So
Yeah.
we can
Yeah.
get those GitHub live streams. You guys want that? Can we have some comments there?
Okay.
Yeah.
Arif Hanan
All
is
right,
asking
Arif
how
Hanan
to
is
prepare
having-
for ACM ICPC.
Jagrit, it's up to you. Though.
It's Jagrit's domain. It's Jagrit's domain.
domain, so
Okay.
he'll
So
answer that.
basically, if you are like into competitive programming, of course, you are into competitive programming. Also, you won't ask the question. So I guess just brush up on your basic concepts. Like, dude, it's an off-topic conversation. I cannot answer coding questions here. Just prepare basic topics. Okay, it's easy. You can crack it. And about this question, we'll be holding the next session with, I guess, Praveen. So there we'll have a more like detailed discussion on this.
Yeah,
So
you can
stay
ask
tuned
him
for that.
more about it.
Yeah. You can have the
No,
comment section.
can we have a little bit like what was your particular experience when you went through ICPC, and since you guys have
Amritsar
actually
2020.
participated, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like what was
So-
the entire
Jagrit,
Basic.
explain.
So basically, this was the second time in ICPC. The first time, unfortunately, we didn't qualify, but this time we did for regionals, Amritapur regionals. So like we were given like I guess 10
We had a
questions.
three-man team.
Yeah, a three-man team.
Can you go through a basics as to if there's someone as a very noob or a very beginner here, not a noob, sorry.
Yeah, as a beginner,
a beginner here.
If you're a
here,
beginner,
so,
you have two
how?
options. Okay, either get carried by a better coder in your team. Second, actually be the better coder in your team. Okay, so to be the second, you have to of course, practice. And I would practice
all the DSA and all.
Yeah, not just DSA, give actual contests
Yeah,
in
yeah.
CodeChef and CodeForces. Okay, just brushing up on the ad hoc problems won't get you anywhere. As ICPC asks very twisted questions, so you have to keep those in mind and practice according to that.
All right.
So yeah.
Coincidentally, there was a Thanos question in the ICPC. Jagdeep?
Yeah, there was a Thanos question.
There was a Thanos
question, I think.
Let's not dwell too much on that. What about other stuff? Like, what about other coding interviews, like code forces and all these things? Like, what about those tournaments?
Code forces, of course you can code forces when you sit for interviews and stuff, people will ask about your CodeChef ranking, your code forces ranking. So if you're of course to increase your ranking, you have to give contests. Okay, without contests you cannot increase ranking. And I would suggest give contests for the fun of it. Don't care about rankings. If you do well, you'll get the rankings, don't worry. If you get a bad rank or something and get deranked, don't worry, it happens. Okay, so just keep coding forward.
Okay. Shorem has a nice suggestion actually. He suggested that how about an MMS showcase, people showing them Minecraft or EVE online. That's a good option. That's a good option. We had Minecraft in our
keep
them coming. Keep this
where you guys
coming.
show what you guys did, right? Like if you guys
are
into Minecraft and stuff and you have made some amazing stuff, you guys can showcase that through our streams, right? We will be streaming, obviously. So
we'll
you guys can show up and show what you guys made. So yeah, you can do that.
Okay. Shorem asks, will there be Diversion 2K23? I don't know, man.
First question.
And it depends on you.
We
Make
don't
this event
know,
great,
actually.
we can.
It's up to the juniors, isn't it?
Yeah, it's up to the interactions we get actually. The amount of interaction we get, the more possible it will be.
Yes.
What happens when you watch a
That's
season?
an obvious thing, but it also depends on the juniors, right?
What happens when you watch the
Yeah.
season 1 of a series? If it becomes a
we
hit, there's a
wanted to keep it
season 2, right?
open, and we wanted to keep it open, isn't it?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
By the time the speaker joins, we have around 10 minutes. So, Javrit, can you quickly go over the tomorrow's schedule so that the participants are actually clear with that?
Okay, just a second. Tomorrow's schedule, right?
Yeah. So basically, we'll be having an entire Zoom meet tomorrow. All right.
Yeah.
Now the Zoom meet timings will be mailed to you guys today. By tonight, you guys will be getting a Zoom meet link. Now, therein, I guess all the participants, as well as the tech leads, or the as well as the leads, project leads, would be participating. Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So basically, what happens tomorrow is, as Danny said, his name is Danny, by the way, not Devjit.
Devjit, we call him Danny.
Yes.
We call him Danny. No one calls him
Danny.
No,
There's no Devjit here.
Yeah. So,
Okay. So what happens tomorrow is basically you guys will first you will be divided into 4 teams. Okay. Basically on
4
the
domains.
domain you selected. 4 domains. You'll meet up with the tech leads on Discord, and there you will be explain the events, rules, guidelines, coding criteria, everything. And there will be contributing details, and of course you'll have a doubt session with you guys. You can ask whatever doubt you have regarding the event. Okay. So yeah, that's basically the overview of tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll also be sharing some stuff like the guidelines of how you guys need to contribute, and what the scoring criteria is, how you guys will win some prizes and stuff,
And how the leaderboard
that will be an interesting
works.
session, right? So
Yep.
That's what we have for tomorrow.
Good enough. So we'll be having a meet link. We'll be having different, I guess,
domain-wise
rooms, and they can actually jump in and ask for many questions, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to address one comment. Soham Dan is saying I'm streaming from Delhi because of the smog. Yeah, I'm very sorry for the camera quality. I'm having some technical difficulties. Please bear through it.
All right. And now is basically a place where we communicate with you guys informally until the next speaker arrives, because time difference. So by the time you can communicate anything with us, yeah. We still have got 49 people, so you guys can
we can answer any
continue
questions
and
you have
ask
for us.
anything. We will be able to answer you guys. Be that a question about the projects, be that a question about the event, be that a question, anything fun you want to suggest, anything you want to,
We can answer you.
fun.
I guess there are enough people to answer you.
Even the unofficial, game stuff sessions. And
Yeah. We have received a lot of interaction for Minecraft. A lot of people are suggesting Minecraft, so we have that in mind now.
Yep.
Okay, it's time for some lo-fi.
All right. So I think we'll bear up and then we'll get back when once the speaker arrives, right?
Yeah. Okay, Thanos, how can I get to the smog? Wear a mask, man.
Oh, even Corona.
Just swim through it. I am under the water,
You can join for Valorant Games as well. Can we have our Discord link in the description or in the chat box so that it would be great for people to join in, even if you want to just have fun and hang around with us. That's cool.
How can I download Minecraft? You need to buy it, man.
Someone asked how they will join for the Valorant game. So we have thought of an auction system. So we'll have some captains and we'll just make a list of everyone who is participating, and you guys can
we'll give out a form in which every player will fill up their in-game name and their act rank in the past few acts. And so they will be listed accordingly with their price, and the leads and the captains, the IGLs will have to do the auction basically. So it will be
the price is kind of
one
tricky
thing,
because
not
of course we are not
this
involving
act
real
rank.
money.
Okay, last act rank.
Yeah,
because
previous
we
act
all
rank,
know what
previous
happened
act
this
rank.
act. We all know what
So
happened this
basically,
act.
how the auction system will work is, of course, we are not involving real money.
Yeah.
Because so anybody can bid anytime, right? Like we can go 10,000, 16,000, anything. So what we'll do is we'll cap everyone's every IGL's maximum amount of money they can spend to buy 5 players.
Of course.
Okay, so we'll cap that, and if you have to buy 5 players within that amount, and if you can't, well, play with 3 players for all I care.
It's up to you. The game will be forfeited basically.
3 good players, please do. 3v5, we can do it.
All right.
One thing,
just one thing, all this
unfortunately,
unofficial chat and stream lag, I guess, basically will get chopped off once the video is up and live on YouTube, so that you can only see the podcasts and the whereabouts of the event. Well, there's one more thing that you guys need to know, that we will be having all the podcasts, both of them that we'll be having today, and even the ones that we'll be having in future. All these podcasts will be up and live on Spotify. We have some awesome people from Spotify with us, and they will be putting it up, and you guys can hear it. You guys can hear it there. You guys can jam on it. You guys can hear it while you are coding. You guys have a podcast. Man.
Yeah.
It's just a podcast,
Yeah. Also, there will be another Spotify tech tips session that we'll be taking, on which we'll be launching different podcasts on various tech tips, which you guys should
DB, there is one important comment like that. Will the participants physically meet during the course of event?
All right. Let's just put that. All right. So no, not this.
Yeah.
So all right. So let's just say at this present moment we do not have any kind of a provision about that, because since it's an entire GitHub event, so you can take part there and you guys can
online
get it online.
Everything
But
can
if you
happen
want to
online,
meet-
right?
If you want to meet, you guys can travel, and let's not say that you are traveling to Corona.
let's
but
not.
Yeah,
Let's not do
there's
that.
the C
But-
thing, right? Yeah, we
you
need to
can-
avoid the C thing,
you
right?
can. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. You can,
Nah.
right?
Anyways,
Alright.
if you
So-
guys want, you can, but I'll suggest against it because of the C word.
COVID
There's
situation.
another suggestion that we can have some interesting events like Syntactic and Bug Hunter Tech Quiz. So,
That
all right.
sounds.
That sounds cool.
We can. The stream sessions that we're having, the community building sessions that we have already planned, in there, obviously, there will be live streams on YouTube like this, and you have to bear with us because we will be taking it long. It's not that it will be just a 1 hour session where people be coming and speaking monologously, right? So
Yeah.
you can just come up and you can be a part of this, you can stay here. You can be your original self and be in the entire live session throughout. All right. Okay, so there was a question. What about the IoT and hardware projects? Yeah, we do have a provision. Like, if you want, you can definitely meet up. Okay. Otherwise, you have to look at some situations like this, because we already have told you that IoT projects, you need to have a group of people to get on with it, so that you have your friends who have applied together, and then you can go on with the IoT hardware projects, right? Okay, so I guess we have our next speaker on board. Vedant, over to you.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Hey, guys. Bye.
Adios.
Thank you all for bearing up with us all this long, but the wait is finally over. Now we are going to be joined in an exclusive live with none other than Praveen Kumar Purushothaman, who's going to be in conversation with Surya and Jagreet. Guys, please keep putting your questions in the chat so that we can address them. Also, you'll find the links and the socials to contact Praveen in the description below. Also, guys, I'm going to request you to please stay hooked on till the end, because there's something really special coming up which we want to disclose to you. So until then, Jagreet and Surya and Praveen, over to you.
All right. So, hi everyone, and hi Praveen.
Hello.
Right. Can the volume of the music be lowered a little bit? I think it's a bit too high.
I think it's better now.
Yeah, it is better now. Is it right for you, Praveen?
Yeah, it is perfect. Hi everyone. How are you?
Hi everyone. So welcome to the podcast. We're going to have with Praveen Kumar Purushothaman. Now, he is a full stack JavaScript specialist, a career coach, a mentor. But I'll just let Praveen have the stage and introduce himself. So welcome, Praveen.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Hey everyone, my name is Praveen and I'm originally from Chennai, India. Currently working in London, currently in Chennai right now, but I'm working for one of the US based companies in investment banking firms in London. And I believe due to a small mistake, someone would have leaked out where I work, but yes. So I'm a full stack JavaScript specialist specializing on React.js and Node.js. So that's about me, and boom. So, hey, nice to meet everyone here.
Nice to meet you too, Praveen. So actually, this is the first time we are meeting.
Yes.
Here is Jagreet with me. My name is Shurjo. I'm the secretary for the IEM student chapter, and Jagreet is one of the technical leads of our Diversion.
Shall we get Arnab once on the screen as well? He's the one who, kidnapped me in.
Okay. Hi, Praveen.
Yeah, so yes.
Hi. Yep. What's up? All good?
Finally, man. So yes, we are here. So let's go ahead and see what people are talking about and what is happening today. Go on.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yep. I mean, thank you so much, Praveen, for joining us today. It really means a lot. I mean, yeah, I could say first of all, I would say to the audience, please go and subscribe Praveen's YouTube channel. It will be down. The description will be down below. Yep. Yeah, and he's a very humble guy. One of the best guys I have ever met in LinkedIn, to be honest. Right, and he's very helpful. I can say, and apart from that, he's an awesome mentor. He can even, and he has some great qualifications and all. And he helped us a lot. TBH. So yeah, over to you, Praveen. So stage is all yours. Okay. So
all right. So
all the best.
I'm completely unprepared. You can see that it's like I'm still at my home, and I just came out of hospital for some reason, which I don't want to say right now. But yes, and that's the main reason I'm like completely unprepared. So let's go ahead. If you all have a plan or something like that, let's go for that. Oops, sorry about that. Hey, I'm good So yeah, I guess one of you can start, and can it be an ask me anything kind of a question thing, or whatever the people are talking about, we can just answer them. And hey,
okay, so
I could see a lot of people who are already my subscribers. Hey, lovely, nice to meet you.
Okay, so hi Praveen. So
Nice to meet you guys, and let's get it started then. So, Praveen, of course, you have a lot of experience. So, would you like to tell me something about like your YouTube career, for example, like how you got the idea to start one?
Okay, first thing, my basic goals or like my main aims in my life was, see, after having a lot of experience, like around more than 10 plus years of experience or maybe 15 plus years of experience, I thought I should do something else for the community. So basically, I'm from Chennai, Tamil Nadu, and I could see a lot of people who are excelling in technology, but not many people from India or specifically from South India. So I had this two major goals for me. Number one is like more women in tech and free education to everyone. So this was my two goals. And after meeting people like Eddie Jody is my bro right now. So he's like my own brother. And
Okay.
the way people are very helpful in the community, I thought, okay, I should do something on that side of things. And the day when I met Eddie, he was like, come on to the stage, do something, like, you know a lot, why don't you share it with others? This is what I wanted to do, and I have been doing in, like, personal calls, one-on-one discussions, etc. But yes,
Right. So
who is asking whether this is
building a
live? Yes, it is live.
community.
It's live.
Right. So
It's extremely tough and difficult to maintain a community. Yes, so that
exactly.
is something which I felt, yeah, it's kind of like so huge. And that is one thing which I realized after a long time, because it's such a tough thing to maintain a community, which I came to know after I started something. And I started two communities. One is anyone can code for everyone who wants to start with coding and other things. And especially for women in tech, I started something called as Cats in Tech. And both of them are like, anyone can code is going like little bit higher, because it is like inclusive community. Women in tech, for the women in tech one, which is the Cats in Tech, still a lot of work has to be done. And I'm actively working on it. I wanted to also show you some swags that I have got. Just give me a second. So everything is just in a mess
Sure,
here.
sure.
That's really nice. I think the audience would love to see that as well.
Exactly.
Everyone loves
So
swag. So yeah.
Yeah, we all love swags.
I came to India just specifically to send out all these things. So here you go. This is my the
That's
logo
nice.
of Cats in Tech, and I've got like loads and loads of stickers. So I started to like set up everything, so make sure a lot of people are interested. I mean, not for the stickers, but for the hackathons and for all the learning experiences that we are having. So I would really love to get a couple of people who are in the women in tech group and want to speak here, but unfortunately I don't know whether that could be possible now. But definitely a lot of videos are coming in on my YouTube channel, and you can clearly see what exactly is happening there. And a lot of things are going on right now. So for those people who are afraid of hackathons, afraid of anything like mm, I'm completely new to the programming world, or I'm completely looking into getting into IT, but I have got no experience or something like that, those people, you're always welcome. So we've got two communities, and they're all both are very much inclusive for all the types of things and stuff like that. So that's what's been happening right now.
That's cool.
Exactly, guys. So, guys, do check out Praveen's communities. Everything will be in the description.
I think Sapnil just send it.
Yeah.
So, Praveen, what were the initial hardships that you encountered while growing your channel?
The first thing is, like, obviously the number of negative comments that I keep getting. They were extremely rude sometimes, and I did not have that. How should I say? Anyone who is in who knows Tamil, can you translate this? I don't have that pakuam to take it in. So something
I think
like that.
Arnab can do that for us. Arnab knows Tamil, I think.
Does he? Oh, really? Wow.
I mean, I understand.
not
Like,
sure.
I was there. I told you, no, I was there in Chennai for a couple of years. I did my schooling from
Samada,
there.
சொல்லவே இல்ல.
Okay. I can understand what you said right now. Okay, எப்படி இருக்கீங்க?
Nice, awesome. Okay.
Does anyone care about giving a
So I don't know.
translation?
So I didn't have that maturity to take in the right sense, or like maybe not get demotivated by those comments, those harsh comments or something like that. So that's when things went bad. Like that was one of the main issues I had. And secondly, I'm not a good like a video editor or something like that, but because of that I couldn't create videos that are like very less in length. Everything will be like live stream, and it is mainly all these live streams are like completely unprepared, which means if I go to the work today, when I start the work in the morning, how exactly I will be reacting to the code, reacting to the tasks that are given to me, and how a person of 15 years experience or someone who is going to think and complete the code. So that's exactly what I wanted to show you. And moreover, we all follow something called as agile methodologies in the workplaces. So I would like to try to tell the kids about like those people who are in the college. I mean, you all, everyone. So what exactly is happening in the fintech world, or what exactly is happening in the real project scenario, how exactly we work. So giving a small glimpse of what is happening on all these things. So that is something which I wanted. I mean, it's all about like whatever I know I wanted to give out, tell everyone. The only hardship is, number one, I'm not able to find time to like do video editing and make it presentable. Number two is like negative comments. Number three is the thing like I don't get more popularity. I mean, like I have seen a lot of people who go from like 0 to 1 million subscribers in a week's time, but in spite of putting a lot of efforts, I get like every single day I get 1 subscriber. So that is kind of like sometimes I find it demotivating. Okay, I'm doing so much, but not many people are getting the thing, or maybe I shouldn't even think about the numbers. I stopped thinking about the numbers. After that I started like, okay,
Focus on the
let
content.
me start.
The
Exactly.
numbers doesn't matter. It's just what you give back to the community.
Yes. And one thing which was something like positive which I did is I tried talking to a lot of people in the community, and they were happy to tell a couple of ideas to me as well. So I started focusing on the ideas and stopped bothering about the numbers, but still numbers hurt a bit. So that's something which I would like to say.
Okay.
So we have Jay coming up, I think.
Yep.
Okay, right.
I think
So
we have Jay on
we
board.
have a
We have
very
Jay with us.
Jay!
Oh, hi Jay.
Hello,
What's up?
Praveen.
Hi, Jay.
Yeah.
So we have a very special
Finally,
guest here
Jay,
with
how
us.
are you?
Okay, I'm
Excited.
visible and not to all.
Yeah. It's
First
fine.
thing, Jay, how was your health? So we both are not like we lost our health in the process.
Oh my God.
I just
Yeah.
came
Health
yesterday
comes first.
morning, got discharged from the hospital yesterday morning. And what about Jay? Are you okay?
I'm done. On day of on 26th only, I just got recovered.
God. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
So that's
I hope
one more thing
everything's
which I
okay with
wanted to
both of
tell
you, bro.
everyone. One more thing which I wanted to tell everyone, like really big message. Please, health comes first, then comes
Yes.
everything, literally
Definitely,
everything. So
Health is the first
I
priority.
realized it in the hard way. Like after this, I don't think I can take anything that has fats or sugars. I don't know. My life changed a lot now. So some people might have guessed
Okay.
I have to go on a restricted, and I need to go exercise. A lot of people will go to gym. Please don't stop that. I need to find how to go to gym. Need to find the spelling and meaning
Motivation.
of gym now.
I mean, you can always
No,
work out at
I
home, right?
I have never gone to gym in my life. Health is
Oh
very
my
important.
God.
So make sure.
I haven't as well, but I need
High
to.
five.
High five.
High five.
Start soon. At least you're not fat like me, okay? So it built up all these 3 years of COVID. Work
You
from
you
home
cannot see
and
below the camera level right now, though.
That was funny. Okay. So yep, let's introduce Jay. Then Shurya, can you please go ahead?
Right. So we have a very special guest here with us. His name is Jay Sadhana, and he is the winner of the Young Entrepreneur Award 2020. So Jay, the stage is yours right now.
Okay,
Yep.
perfect. So now I'm very glad you have invited me. So I want to ask, how is the opening ceremony gone so far to the audience? Till the like
Yep.
It was great.
I've seen many
It's
speakers
great.
are
It's great so
coming
far.
when I joined earlier. Okay,
Mhm.
so just tell me one thing, like why just asking from how students can get some motivation from the program. So
Mhm.
why and how they are getting the learning from the program, like it's in related to open source, right?
Yep.
Totally open source. So I think so Praveen knows good about an open source thing. The cat stack, I think so Praveen, you are in, right? As like I'm same in okay, you have to
As far as you know, Praveen was also a GSOC contributor. So
okay. So I want to just ask one thing. So why
No, it
you
is
all those who are like
GSSOC, not
singing right
GSOC.
now,
GSSOC, girl script.
okay.
Oh,
So I just want to ask one thing to everyone, those who are seeing currently on YouTube. So why you are in open source? How open
Let's
source
have the
will
audience
help
answer
you?
this.
Yep.
How
Let
open
the
source,
audience answer.
in a simple way, how open source will help you? How?
Who wants a story? In
That's
case
the
if
main
there is
thing, because
time.
many people come in open source, they contribute, they learn, but some people become inactive. So
Yeah.
I'm talking to those inactive people, okay? Because open source is something like you just open source and you just code. No, open source is like you are working in some project and you are just contributing your knowledge and you're just networking with some mentor or some, you can say, project admin or anyone, okay? A simple thing that I want to ask, okay? So I want to ask the participants, those who are saying, for you, what is open source? A simple thing.
Akash Sinha says it's about building community.
I
Definitely, I
would
think.
also like to have comments as well. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Building community. Okay,
Building
that's
community.
nice. Apart from Akash, anything else?
Anything else, guys?
Because
Chat is all yours.
because community is something like something else. Because community is like we are exchanging our learnings with others. Okay.
Okay.
Curious
Learning from
mind
others.
says learning from others
That's
learning.
Learning from others learning, that's nice. But we can also say learning from others learning plus spreading your learning with other networks. Because open
Yeah.
source
Yeah.
is a platform in which you learn from other learnings, but you also help others to learn what you have achieved so far. Okay. Code that is designed to be publicly accessible. Nice. Okay, what else? Learning and contributing together. Okay. Any more who wants, like, for you, what is an open source? Giving knowledge. Nice. Okay. So now, like, I'm getting a good
Now, let me
responses.
tell the story quickly. Let me tell a quick
Yeah.
story.
Someone wanted a story in the chat.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
How many of you want a story? Just put a story in the chat then.
Just spam story.
Okay.
I'll just
so we
raise
are
my
getting
hand.
a lot. Okay, we are getting a lot of things. Let's say Jay Sadhana is the one of the most brilliant test kid in the class, and he sits in the first bench. Just kidding, he's not. And I'm the most I'm the most dumbest dumb person in the class. I sit in the last bench, and these two guys, na, Jag and Su, both are like super awesome, but they are mediocre. They are sitting in the middle benches. All right. So we four are close friends. I don't know where did Akash go. Sorry, Arnab go. So he's missing in this. And what happens is there is this teacher coming and giving an assignment, and this Jay Sadhana being the almost always the first person here. So he comes and he gives this thing like completes the assignment and submits in, and he gets like 80 marks. And he, being a good friend of all of us, he also passes the assignment notes to us, and we all copy it and we all get 80 marks. But I see something like being very curious and being a backbencher who likes to ask a lot of questions and get a lot of answers, like shut up and sit down. I say like, okay, there are like loads and loads of things that can be improved. I take a Xerox copy of his assignment and then make all the changes and turn in my assignment. I get 90 marks. So all got 80 marks, I got 90 marks. I feel so bad. I speak to Jay. Jay, you are such a person. You got this way. You made all these mistakes, man. What happened to your specs? Just make sure you do all these corrections. And he being like over, like he got the very Josh and other things. And he made it. Wait. Made it better. And then he got like 95 marks and he shared it with every one of us. Now, if you see this particular scenario, the teacher who gave the assignment is the developer community who wants a really nice text editor, let's say. And Jay Sadhana, would you like to be the Microsoft? See, I said I have got a best thing for you. Jay Sadhana is Microsoft, and his assignment is Visual Studio Code. And Visual Studio Code is open source. It's being used by a lot of developers like us, me, and everyone. And then me being an over enthusiastic developer, so the same guy, I'm the same guy. Jay Sadhana is the Microsoft, so I'm the same person, Praveen. So what I do is I take the VS Code and I fork it. Xerox copy, I said, right? I fork the code and then make some changes, and I request Jay Sadhana, Microsoft, to pull my changes to their repository. That's a pull request. Okay, so now you understand what is this whole GitHub context, and there you go. Story is done.
Yeah, that was a great story, man. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So Surjo. Yeah.
Yeah, so we all know how important GitHub is in the open source community. But I have a question though. Do you think open source has evolved over the years?
I believe so. Long time ago, when you say you are going to use Linux as your primary operating system, you say, what? Shit, yuck. But now Linux, wow, it's better than Windows. Sorry, Windows. Sorry, Microsoft.
It definitely is faster.
Yes. Yeah. So also it is developer friendly or user friendly, much compared to what it was before. So being a open source operating system, to come to this level, it is good. So that's,
I mean, like the Microsoft versus Linux like thing. So basically, like, of course, Windows is Microsoft. So Microsoft basically has a monopoly right now in the open source department, right? It has GitHub, it has VS Code, it has LinkedIn. So wouldn't it be better to say like Windows is better than Linux at this point for open source?
Maybe. See, Windows is also becoming open source at a point of time. I guess a lot of people might agree here. Windows is not just using the original core now. Everything is like a lot of open source components are
like Windows 11 is introducing the more Linux components into the Windows subsystem.
Yeah, Windows subsystem for Linux. What is happening there? So they're actually converting everything, and they're using Bing. Sorry, what is the Bing? They're using the Microsoft Edge using the Chromium project. So literally everything is becoming open source. Later on time, they will say like, yeah, this is Windows, but it uses completely Linux core.
I think it's a matter of time because Microsoft becomes open source as well.
Yep, maybe. Let's
we
see.
can all hope for it, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So yep.
So the Praveen, you yourself got selected for GSOC, right? So why don't you tell us something about
Girl script summer of code.
Girl script, girl script. So why don't you tell us something about that?
Okay, so basically everyone was asking, let's go to GSOC, etc. And the same way happens in India, in Chennai as well. Aim for IIT or NIT. Anyway, I'm pretty
that
sure
happens all over India.
It happens all over India.
And anyway, I'm pretty sure that I won't be getting into NITs or IITs or FANG companies or GSOC. So I checked if there is any clone. You know, when you go and get the foreign author books, okay, I can't study this. Where is the local author book? Where is the Tamil dubbing Hollywood movie? The same thing. So GSOC, it's somewhere in Andromeda Galaxy. So what is this GSOC with just one S? It seems to be very very near to reach. So I thought of like trying it out for one time in 2018, and then they got me or I got them, I don't know. So every single year I got a promotion. So I started as a participant, then became a mentor, then became a project admin, then became a something else. They had a supervisor or something like that this year. So it was a great experience. The main thing is I was able to meet a lot of young students and young people who want to become the best. And that is the main thing which I felt GSSOC is doing really a great job. And another thing is they don't have very strict deadlines or guidelines or something like that for entry criteria, not like GSOC, where only the best, if there is only best is there, then who will get the worst and all. So we want to take the worst and below average, etc. So let the best, all those best people go to GSOC, and the rest of us will go to GSSOC. Indeed, it was a great experience. The only difference is there you will be getting a lot of companies like Red Hat and Ubuntu. Then we had Canon
and Julia.
A lot are there. A lot are there.
Yeah, exactly.
And coming to GSSOC, it is not.
Diversion.
Yes.
It's beginner friendly. Everyone can come here.
Exactly.
Everyone.
And that's it. So you have pretty much summed up everything. So, and it is extremely beginner friendly. Some people who do not have any idea about programming, they can start learning from GSSOC. And small companies are coming and they are putting a lot of efforts as well. So once upon a time, even my company, I started my own community, right? Even that participated in GSSOC, and we created this devturnship platform, an internship platform for developers, and those things went really good. So now I guess with the help of Jay Sadhana, I would be launching the platform very soon, and yeah, it's in your hands, Jay.
Yeah. So,
So
Jay, would you like to say something about this? What Praveen
hey,
said?
wait. Karo Verify was born there. Would you like to start?
Okay. Yeah. Of course.
Hi.
Karo Verify is one of our event partners, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Karo Verify is a certificate generation and verification thing. It's like the open source version of you know what. And
Yeah.
so we thought like we should do something even more better or something like that. So I thought of like doing something with open source. We did that in one single live stream. So I
I
had this idea
think
like
so. It's open source already, Praveen, and I think so. You need to update the website now.
all right.
We have
Thank
a
you.
new code that's in the open source, like people have made. Okay.
So
I think
just
so.
listen the worst times of being open source person. Okay. Manager shouting at me.
Okay, what happened?
Okay.
Like we introduced Curverify as open source in fellowship, firstly, of script. Okay. So over there, like many users just contributed in the Curverify part, in which we made one thing like if we are getting a certificate, for example, there are like a lot of platforms are there which are providing you certificates verified. It's very common problem. Okay, so we planned why not to give the services that we can give in such a way that a community is getting for a free, but if a company is coming, they are getting on a some paid plan, because there is a lot of server workload in the backend. If
Yeah.
you have 1,000 certificates, 5,000, 10,000, that's not a limit. Okay, so because of that, like users have made a lot of, like the participants have made a lot of, like what you say, you a new UI, or you can say improvements they have done. I think so. It will be live soon. So we have made one pricing thing, okay, in which communities will be getting what benefits, companies will be getting what benefits, okay, and we have also, I think so, integrated payment gateways as well in the backend. So I think so. Now everything has to done by Praveen now. Praveen, now you have to do all the stuff of Verify now, because I want other communities to get the, like, if like you are a community, okay, you
Yeah.
want to see what benefits you are getting if you are getting Verify. Okay, we have add on all the partners that we have already. Okay, you're getting all those stuff if you are a community, if you are a company, if you are a hackathon. Like we have introduced an hackathon plan as well. In which we help you in marketing, branding, managing this kind of stuff. So that is done, but we need to live. We are just waiting for the correct time to live. Then many communities, companies can come at one place. Plus, there is one upcoming project that is being coming that I want to tell to everyone. We are coming with one Flutter app, okay, that is related to mentorship, okay, in which you can get mentorship from industry experts, can take courses, can get hiring opportunities, okay, everything all in one factor, which is being approved by Startup India, okay, and we are just doing this as an open source thing, and this will be launched. For example, like just tell me anyone of you like who likes to mentor, those who are here right now, like.
I mean, I don't personally
Like
don't have any
This is the
experience in
time to
mentorship.
raise hands.
Yeah. Actually, Shurjo, yeah, let me tell you, Shurjo was the Google Cloud facilitator, 30 days Google Cloud facilitator. So yeah, he was our last Google. Shurjo, can you tell something about it? he mentored around 300 plus people.
So yeah, I mentored around 300 people to complete the challenge in Google Cloud. That's actually the only time I've mentored someone. So I do not have much experience about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is the app is? Okay, I'm just telling you the above thing, not the whole concept, because the concept is very deep. Okay. In which we have ML as well, cloud as well. We are using some external APIs as well. Okay, we're using Firebase as well. It will be totally app, no web. I see web is bullish. Waste of time, because every student will say I need to download an app, because website sometimes will be server will be up, else it will be down. But app, if it downloads, it can check it logs, it can check all the things. For example, everyone is using Netflix.
Yes.
Yep.
Almost everyone, yeah.
Almost
You use website or app? Just a simple thing.
I generally
app.
use the website.
Like if
App,
I
right?
mean,
So
for
there
me,
is
app.
a thing, why app?
if it's
Why
laptop,
not
we use
website?
website, right?
Okay, it will totally with app-based platform, no website. Okay,
Okay.
so I think you might be knowing one of the companies, Zepto. Does anyone know?
Like I've heard about it,
Grocery
but I've never
and
used
net
it.
delivery thing. A
Yeah,
startup
I've
from
heard
India,
about
I
that.
came to know a
right,
lot of
totally
startups are
app-based,
doing.
no web-based, totally app-based.
I get it.
Why
After coming,
to just make a lot of things? A simple thing. What you say in our own words कि ऐप बनी हुई है, यहीं से काम होना है, यहीं से ये लोग अपना धंधा चला रहे हैं. The growth of Zepto is going. It's the app, because app is the one of the most things that everyone needs to take. Okay, Praveen, let me help you for your terms. Okay, what I've said like Zepto and the app is like a revenue stream. You can say people download it, they review it, you get monetization. Plus, it will be getting open source, so more and more people can get, like what we say, how this app is being built, because no one knows how Flipkart is built, the app.
Yeah.
Because the algorithm, no one knows what is the algorithm in the backend. Nowadays they have introduced new stuff, like I have seen today itself. If you are doing COD, they will ask to do advance payment to get it booked. Okay, so if you are doing advance payment, so what will be the algorithm in the backend? First of all, it will transact that, then it will do the rest of the order in COD. Okay, so there's a lot of algorithms. They have used ML as well, done a lot of things. I can say they have used DSA concepts, not DSA. Okay, I can say DSA concepts, the logic building. Okay,
Yeah, logic.
so the logic, because the logic is the main thing in the app. DSA, why I'm saying was everyone over here knows DSA and they can relate what logic I'm trying to say. Okay, that's unsaid DSA. So this is an app like, for example, a recruiter is there. Okay, recruiter is in the backend. He uploads one job. Thousands of 5,000 people just what to say submitted their resumes. Okay, the recruiter can do a filter thing from our ML algorithm on the basis of various things such as skills, college, a lot of things. And on the basis of that, he can shortlist the 10-15 resumes. Means a filtering algorithm is given to a recruiter in the backend,
Yeah.
through which
Yeah.
they can get the best resumes, because no recruiter sees thousands of applications. Okay.
Yeah.
So a lot of things. And plus, for the mentorship thing, we are using some API in which you can get a face-to-face video call from a mentor. Okay. Some will be free, some will be paid, but for the first 2 to 3 years, we are planning it totally free, no paid stuff in that. Okay. In that, like you just book a time slot, you chat with that person, you just open that video call, you just convey it. There'll be voice call that and video call as well, both. Okay, so this is an app which can build like one-on-one connection with mentor and a user. Simple thing.
Right.
Okay?
Sounds really interesting.
This will be coming in upcoming months as it is in process. Many big team is working on this. As this, we are planning to do it with an OSI license this time for this. Through this, it can be open source and more contribution can come and we can build a stronger application which can help in, you can say, the mentorships that I see.
Yep, really sounds great.
Okay,
really
so
sounds
Jay,
great.
Jay, here is something I wanted to ask you. Do you think more businesses should actually adopt the open source model? Like they should slowly open source their products.
Okay, see, if businesses are doing open source, it will be complete disaster. Why I'm saying? Because there are some codes which a person has made, like you can say they have a trade secret. Okay, so if they are publicly doing that trade secret, then it can affect the security. Someone can hack someone, it will affect the data of the security. For example, let's take an example, Microsoft. Okay, has Microsoft has, like if they have the code of all the Windows publicly available, have they done all the code publicly available?
Nope, not
They will never do that.
Okay,
I get it.
Because of the trade, because that's the trade secret, because of that Microsoft is running. Okay,
Yes,
if that is out,
makes sense.
then why they are Microsoft? Okay, that
I
is
get
simple.
it.
Open
I
source
mean,
is,
like,
but
like, no, not to keep, or let's say, like, if there's a company, right? They just like you mentioned that if they make the whole code base open source, then it can be a disaster. What if they keep some of the features and or some part of that open source, let the people contribute to it, and the rest, of course, it will be like privately, and
yes,
it will be a
that can be that's the same thing that we're doing. Our
Yeah,
whole code will
exactly.
be open source except the security.
Yeah,
I mean, even if
part
Microsoft,
of the code.
I mean, if Microsoft even like open sources entire of their code, like entire code base, they still own the rights to the code, right?
Will be an issue because Microsoft is a proprietor. Okay,
Proprietary,
people buy
yes.
Microsoft Windows. It's not like Linux. It's not Kali Linux. It's not Android. Okay,
Exactly.
that is open source. Okay, because they also
Alright.
need to own. That's how Microsoft is running currently. Okay, if they have done all the open source, then how they will generate the revenue? The one simple question: if you want a job in, like for example, Microsoft, okay, you have taken a job in Microsoft, so you will get to know what are the various products apart from Windows. Windows is the backbone of Microsoft. Windows XP, Windows 8, Windows 10, a lot of Windows are there, 7, various version now. Windows, I think 11 has been launched currently, right?
Yep,
So
11 is
It
launched.
has been.
Right?
It has been.
So how they are building the user experience, what we can say, the customer experience, so that they can create some acquisition for the customer. Customer acquisition is the most important concept in a business. Okay, that's why nowadays, now I think so might be getting affected in the new laptops which will be coming in the market. It will be pre-installed Windows 11. Okay, earlier
I
it
think
was
there are
Windows
already
10.
laptops such as those, like already installed Windows 11.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They are
Now
already in production.
the latest version of the laptops, if I say Dell, HP, anything, so it will be now pre-installed thing that was being introduced by Microsoft with these partner companies in the Windows 10 thing. Okay, so it is a backbone. Microsoft has a backbone which is Windows. Okay, if that is open source, then how it will own?
Yeah, but while we're on the topic of open source, but open source is not just about GitHub, right? It's also about getting stuck on problems. So what's the first thing that comes to mind when you're stuck? Stack Overflow, right? Now, I know this because I faced this dilemma myself a lot of times. If you don't find the question you're looking for, you're very hesitant to ask that question yourself. Because if you have a low reputation on Stack Overflow, generally you get downvoted or ignored. So why should I ask question on Stack Overflow?
See, one thing, this has been happening for a long time. I believe the problem is not with the reputation, but it is to an extent the reputation makes some sense, but at also the same thing, like the person who is asking should ask it in the right format. There are like hundreds of articles that say, okay, ask it in this way so that you get better answers or something
Better
like that.
answers. Yeah.
So unfortunately, people are like, I need help. I have a problem. My
Yeah,
code
I know.
doesn't work. What should I do? I mean, like, okay, your code doesn't work as expected. What is the expectation? People are not giving the complete information, which kind of annoys people who are power users. Like, for example, they want to come there. Okay, this is the problem. This is the problem. I want to answer this. in a genuine way. But if they don't get the clarity in the question, they just hit the downvote. Either the question is like extremely long. There are some questions which are good questions which are extremely long. That's completely fine. But what about the questions that are like a small thing? They don't even put the code inside the question, because some people will work in a restricted environment where they cannot open Pastebin or something like Pastebin. I guess it is completely banned everywhere, and they can't even open other websites other than Stack Overflow or something like that. So for those people, if they have the question like a minimal verifiable thing or something like that, just click run. See, this is the error. What am I supposed to do? I don't want this error to come. I want this value. That's it. Boom. So I know what exactly is happening here. Just change this value. There is this particular line. There is a problem here. Just you need to use this one because this is not supported or something like that. I don't understand it. That's so simple. I guess we should encourage people to. I mean, there is also a big yellow color text for the people who are starting first. Don't put images as code. Don't put code in another website and link it here. Add a screenshot, stuff like that. So if they follow it, it will be friendly for beginners as well. That's what I would say.
So
I was just saying that
wrap it up.
let's wrap it up. So before that, I just want your review, like what you want, what message do you have for our audience? Like I want to ask for to both Praveen and Jay. So
Okay,
the question
first is the Praveen will say. Okay.
All right. So I guess someone was asking about a couple of questions about how should I get into software development. I'll quickly answer in a minute, like in a simple way. So if you take software development, you have got web development, desktop app development, mobile development, and there are other things like artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science, etc. So if most of the people might be interested in web development. So for those people, if you get into web development, there are three different things: front-end development, back-end development, and a full-stack development. So in front-end development, if you take, there are like a couple of things like React, Angular, Vue, basic pure HTML and CSS, etc. And then in back-end development, you have got a lot of things: Golang, PHP, Python, JavaScript, Node.js, Java, .NET, Ruby on Rails, etc. So just think of what particular language you already know. Maybe you would have learned in your school or your college or somewhere else, and or maybe you learned somewhere and you want to have a career out of it. So that language, does it support both front end and back end? For example, the only language that supports both front end and back end is JavaScript. JavaScript can be used in both front end as well as back end. So something like that. So choose that and then go ahead with that. That is some kind of an advice that I would say. So there are other people who are saying about competitive coding, DSA, dynamic programming, etc. All these things are good. They are only good to crack the interviews. After that, they won't even matter anywhere. So just make sure that you have that in mind. So your whole life should not be dedicated to DSA. I mean, dedicated because it is very important to crack the interviews, but after that there is a whole life. So it is just one single day you need to crack for the DSA. So for one single day, don't waste your complete life. Along with that, please also look into other things, because once you get into the companies, no one is going to ask you to write a quick sort algorithm or tim sort algorithm to make it better, right? So you will be working on product. So this is one thing which I wanted to say.
Jay, would you like
Praveen,
to say
a major part? So Praveen, a major part of our audience is actually just starting with a coding journey. So something they're asking a lot is whether they should head right into data structures and competitive coding, or they should learn the language properly, learn about developing software.
Understand the whole scenario. So
Start from the basics, simple
exactly.
stuff.
Start from
Don't
the basics.
rush for the DSA and all the other things. Start from the basic.
DSA is important for clearing
That's the
interviews
next
in
step.
India.
Okay.
But before that, you need to know the language.
Start learning C or C++ to make it complete, like what is actually programming is, how we code. Then you can go for Java, Ruby on Rails, Python as well. Okay, but step by step. Like
ask the people who are teaching DSA, will it work? Will it help after the interviews? They will be gladly saying no.
DSA, okay. Nice question. Okay, so DSA is something help you in getting that particular logic building. Okay, because to be honest with you, in India, job without DSA is impossible. But outside India, DSA no one cares.
15 years, different jobs, not a single time I was asked for DSA,
Okay,
except in the
in
Facebook
India,
interview, which
DSA
I
is a craze,
rejected.
but outside India, no DSA is a craze. DSA is like what I say, like a C programming thing, like managed. Because logic is something like which can be done on the basis of the practice
Yes.
and implementing that in like particular projects that I can say.
Okay, so what I'm going to ask you next is going to be very controversial. Obviously, this is going to please a lot of people and anger the others. So what I'm talking about is the infamous code editor war. Like Y versus Emacs, Sublime versus VS Code for modern day times. So which side are you on? I want the most biased answer.
You will say.
Simple answer. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, front end, pure front end. I'm going to go with Sublime Text 2. And for other things like React JS, I'm going to go with VS Code. That's it. It's my personal choice. No
If you had to choose
comparison or
one, which one would you
contrast.
choose? Just one for everything.
Just one VS Code for now, because I work on React JS, so I'll choose VS Code.
All right. So
What about you,
Jay, any preference?
Reference I can say, like if someone is starting a journey in open source, or like those who are like from the first or second year, just tell me one thing, like who is your audience in your open source program? The first and second year students or final year students?
We have all the years basically. First year, second year, third year.
Basically, like
It's all the
what
undergraduate
issue I
years.
want to ask, because like that I know that many people are like from first years and second year, those who want to come in open source, that we have done the programs last year. So I just want to tell one thing, like open source will help you in building what you have learned, but from the learning that you want to learn, two things: either learn from YouTube, okay, because many people learn from YouTube, or else someone will take a course, okay. But I will say one thing: just learn the basics first if they are coming in open source, because open source without basics is zero, okay. Because a project will have a lot of languages, a lot of logic to help that logic. The what I say, like in my own words, like the learning that you have done will be help. So just I need to ask one thing to you as well, those who are and in the chat, those who are like on YouTube. So how many people learn from YouTube?
Yep, me. Yeah.
Almost everyone here.
Okay, so now you got the answer. Learn from YouTube, learn from the resources, learn the what you said, the documentations. Documentation will help a lot. A lot of people don't learn YouTube, they only read the documentation and start implementing those on the like IDs. Okay, a simple thing, learn the basics and then come to open source.
All right. So I think that was the whole session. I guess we have wrapped up everything. I guess.
Yeah.
Yep,
If there is
sure,
anything
sure.
from the chat, anyone
Would you like to
ask
take
anything?
anyone? I mean, I think
Because
it's
we
time.
should
I guess
wrap
you
this
guys have
up.
meeting and all. Yeah. So like before leaving, can we have a a screenshot or anything, like we can take the kind of
A group
memory?
pic, basically.
A group pic.
Yep.
So Praveen.
So
yeah.
Just an action or anything would do. Okay. Jai Jagreet.
Once again, yeah. Now it's perfect.
Yep.
Just give a second. Yeah. Yo. Yep.
All right.
Thanks for joining.
That was it. Thanks for joining the session.
Thanks for joining.
Perfect.
Yep. It really means a lot, man. Thank you.
Okay. Bye everyone.
Thank you for your time.
Bye everyone.
Bye.
Okay. All right. So yep.
Okay, so well, that was a big session.
Mm-hmm.
That was a
pretty
long
cool.
live session that we have today. Very
Yep.
long indeed. And thank you for bearing us up. All right. Can we get all the team leads up? Swapnil, you
Yep.
also come up. You have been moderating the session from the back end. It's been hectic with all the, with all that.
Sorry, Surya,
glitches
I
and stuff.
forgot to add you. Never mind.
All right.
That hurts, man.
So,
That hurts.
Okay, so we finally come to the end of our session, and thank you everyone for joining today's session. That's
And-
Team Diversion, and see you in the upcoming days. And we'll be having a lot more sessions like this. Obviously, it won't be such long. It will be short, crisp ones. We wanted to keep it long because people are coming
was
out
the
from
open
all over
channel.
the world, so we have to somehow manage that time dependency thing. So okay, we have Shantan here as well. If other team members want to join, they can join in as well. All right, so here we have it. Team Diversion. Diversion officially begins, and you can find all the links below. We have the Diversion website also up and running. If you want to participate, do we still have the competition up and running?
Registration. Yeah,
Registrations?
we will
Yep,
keep it
we
open till
do.
Hey guys.
Yep. So we have the competition up and running. So okay, participate,
Yep.
and that's it. That's it for today.
All right.
That's it,
Thanks a lot
everyone. Thank you,
being a
everyone,
part
for
of the
joining.
session.
everyone.
Thank you,
Yes,
everyone.
Okay,
and-
somebody
and-
somebody in the chat wants tomorrow's schedule. So
We are already
I will,
explaining.
We will have that
no.
right up.
Should I do that, or should I just bring Danny to read the schedule once again so that it will be
Oh
monologue?
Lord.
No,
Okay.
yeah, of course,
Danny
you
is
guys will
unavailable at
set
the
the
moment,
date.
I guess. Danny is
No,
unavailable.
Let's just first answer.
oh, there are some Void the fans. Void.
Of course, of
Void
course.
the
There
fans.
should
Oh
be.
my
There
God.
should
No.
be.
Just to get it clear, tomorrow
Void
there
is in
will
the
be
void
all
now.
the teams, all the team leads, as well as the participants will be joining together on a meet session. You guys will be told what is the upcoming major points that you have to meet, and what you have to do in order for the entire collaboration to run quick. All right. So thanks a lot, and you will be getting the entire itinerary for the entire event by tonight in your mail. Those who have participated. So I guess thanks a lot to our audience to participate, and
Yep.
there were
And
some
Thanks a lot.
We have
Thanks a lot.
Danny with us too. Danny is here.
yeah, and just one thing I want to mention. Although there was a little bit of friction, but it was quite
It was
a
an
great,
amazing session.
quite a great session. Thanks a lot, guys.
Great
Thanks a lot, the
success.
entire team. And there might be a little bit glitches, but it's open source, so move over it. All right.
all right then.
We might have had a little bit of sarcastic things on
What
chat
happened to
also.
Jagrit's camera?
No. We might have a sarcastic things on chat also, but okay, what gives?
That
can
is
just
a
continue it.
showpiece.
All right. Okay. Thanks a lot.
I guess
Good
that
night.
is all,
Bye,
guys.
guys. Bye.
We
Bye,
can
guys.
have a
Bye,
picture.
guys.
We can have a picture.
Yeah.
We can have a
Picture
picture.
time.
We can have.
Picture time.
You want a picture?
We can just do bye and
Yep.
you can be in picture. All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So hey guys, bye and see you in the next one.
Bye, everyone.
Bye everyone, and
Yeah.
bye-bye.
Adios.